Roland Garros was a dream.
Physically and mentally, the toughest tournament.
Le son des glissades, le bruit de la balle.
Une victoire épique.
C'est fait! You're in the history books now.
There is a race none can win. No matter your skill or execution.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
No matter how hard you try. But if instead of looking to win, you approach it differently. If you control everything you can, while accepting anything you can't. If you disregard any and all opposition, focusing solely on your own way. If, whenever you need to, you don't hesitate to restart the clock. And leave to others the counting of its seconds. You may come to realize that, actually, it never was a race to begin with. And if it isn't a race, then you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. The Cosmograph Daytona.
Yo, what's up, everyone? OC here with you on the original OC channel. It's Friday, and we're doing an afternoon live stream on the OC channel. Hope everyone is getting ready for an amazing weekend. We've had a very hot, very sunny week here in the New York City area. It's a blistering 84 degrees right now in the shade. OC's hanging out poolside. I am broadcasting poolside. Check it out. Live from OC Patio. But haven't done a live stream in a few days. So, listen. Wanted to fire up a stream for you guys. We're going to do a 6-hour live stream this afternoon. 6 hours. Give or take, plus or minus 4 hours. Plus or minus 4 hours. We're going to do an amazing live stream today. The topic of the day: is it time to add an independent brand to our list of approved brands? Now, just to recap, most of you know this, there are only 4 approved brands right now. Only 4 approved brands that the watch community is allowed to purchase. Those are, of course, Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and Richard Mille. And actually, the reality is that Rolex and Patek are pulling away from everybody. They're even pulling away from AP and Richard Mille. It's fucking over, guys. It's fucking over. Rolex and Patek are dominating. But listen, we need to keep an open mind. Should we consider adding an independent brand to the list of approved brands, meaning this brand would get pre-approval for purchase? And during today's show, we will figure out the one independent brand that we will nominate to potentially join the list of approved brands for the remainder of 2025. Now, also a quick reminder, we are still in the middle of a global watch moratorium. Started January 1, 2025. No watches are approved for purchase. 0 watches are approved for purchase unless it's a Rolex or a Patek or an AP or a Richard Mille. Now, the question is, should we add additional brands to that? Should we add an independent brand? That is the topic for today. It's an open panel. The link to join the panel is pinned at the top of the chat. It's also, I'll drop it again. For you people who don't know how to navigate the chat, we'll do that. I'll put a very clear comment here. Join the panel. And then you click on this link. Boom, you're in the show. Simple as that. Now, also another reminder, quick administrative note. This channel is funded by you. It's funded by the members. Members only. Super chats are not required. Super chats are enabled, but they're not necessary. I pull up comments regardless of if they're super chats or not. Quick statistic, over half of the support for this channel comes from the members. Actually, it's well over half. It's probably like I'll be fully transparent. Like half of the revenue that gets generated to pay for StreamYard comes from the members through the memberships, and then the members also contribute 95% of the super chats. So the members actually fund the show. So shout out to all the members. Those are people with stars next to their name. If you have a star next to your name, you are a member, and we very much appreciate you because you are the one funding the show. Let's see who we have in the chat. We've got Andy Lewis, who is a member. See the star next to his name? Howdy, y'all. What's up, Andy? Andy has Rolex and Patek and AP. He's good in my book. Thank you for being the first comment in the chat. We got McAllen Drinker. What's up, McAllen Drinker? Second, also a member. I'm going to highlight the members. I'm going to call out the members, guys. Today is a membership. We're doing a membership drive. Upgrade your memberships, guys. Upgrade or become a member today. Don't super chat. You don't have to bother super chatting, but become members. I want every single person who contributes and enjoys the show and finds the show entertaining and valuable to become members. Hey, the Watch Hangout, JJ and the crew are here. Glad to see the new Watch Pontiff is live this Friday afternoon. Cheers, fellas. What's up, JJ? By the way, huge. I just want to mention that there are certain members of the community who've had some losses in the family. Some family members who've passed away over the last week or so. And one member and very close friend who had someone close to him pass about a month ago. Our best wishes and our thoughts are with those people during this very difficult time for them. So you guys know who you are. Our condolences to you and very best wishes for to keep their memories alive. And we're here for you. Vimal is a member in the chat. And Pigeon is the only independent worthy of being pre-approved. That is an interesting perspective. I think maybe we'll do a poll. How about this? Maybe let's do a poll. You guys can nominate brands to be we'll nominate 4 brands. We'll put up a poll with 4 brands, and then you guys will vote at the end of the show. And by the end of the show, that one brand who wins will be potentially nominated to join the pre-approved list. How about that? Now, for that, if you want to do highlighted comments, you can do that, because we need a way of figuring out who's going to get added to the poll. So only highlighted comments, i.e. super chats, get your brand added to the poll, because we just need a fair way. We just can't have like everybody throwing out a brand like the Watch Hangout, MBNF OC. Listen. It's not my show. It's not my channel. If you guys want MBNF to be pre-approved, and you want that to be the one brand that gets nominated to potentially be added to the list, hey, who am I to stand in the way? Who am I to stand in the way? But we need a fair way of picking the nominees. Hey, look at this. Joshua Polanski is in the chat. Mega. I mean, to have people like Josh in the chat, it's fucking awesome. Epic collector in the community. Everybody watches, by the way. Everybody watches. They're either secretly watching, or they have the balls to fucking actually type a comment in the chat like Joshua does. Joshua Polanski, everybody. Oh, who's Josh? Who's Josh? Look him up. Fucking legend. Absolute fucking legend. Brian the Pipe. He's in the chat. To quote Lolex, hello. That's right. 6 hours poolside. No, it's going to be 2 hours. It's pretty sunny. It's pretty warm out here. I've got by 3:30, I want to be on my raft in the pool, fast asleep, right over there. Yeah, check it out. I got an upgraded Costco above ground pool, guys. It's a 14-footer above ground Costco pool, and I'm looking forward to jumping in. I don't have a ladder for it, but I'll just jump over the sides. Above ground pool. It's funny. Hey, look at this. We got a fella in the chat reminding everybody to upvote the live stream. That's a good reminder. Upvote the live stream. By the way, we have already 30 people watching. The show isn't even live yet. It's barely live. And we already have 30 people watching. Upvote the live stream. Let's get to 15 likes. 15 likes right out of the gate. Let's see who else we have in the chat. I want to, if you're watching the show, type in a comment in the chat. I want to say hi to every single person. Every single person who's watching gets a personalized greeting from OC. That's right. The link is pinned, and the pin is linked. If you want to join the channel, the panel, and the channel, then click on the link. Hey, we got Kareem. What's up, Kareem? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the house. Cool. Nice to see you here. CK is here. CK is a member. What's up, CK? DL Farms in the house. Upvoted. Picar's in the house. Picar's cool picture of a Porsche. Nice avatar of a Porsche there. Mr. Tutor to You is in the chat. God, we got everybody flowing in here. Got Web One, who's a member. By the way, Web One was super, super generous a few weeks ago, and he gifted like a gazillion memberships. But I appreciate that, but there's no need to do that. Like, I want people who are watching and actual people who actually enjoy the show and, you know, appreciate the content to become members. You can afford it, guys. There's memberships that start as low as $4.99 a month. That's $4.99, not $499. So Web One is a member, and I appreciate his prior efforts to, you know, encourage people to become members, but not necessary. Because there's a lot of lurkers who watch the content, and some of those lurkers, you know, we don't want them to be members. We're fucking elitist here. We want only the creme de la creme, only the top of the heap to actually be in the chat and be members. I'm sorry. Listen, this is the community's channel. We have standards. We have standards for who gets to be included. I'm sorry, guys. If you think you've been unfairly banned, reach out to me privately. We'll have a conversation. But We don't want lurkers and trolls in the chat, poisoning the atmosphere for the true watch electors. So yeah, let's if you do a highlighted comment, you will get to add your brand to the poll. Okay, and we will choose 4 brands to participate in the poll, and then at the end, whoever wins the poll will potentially be added to the list of approved brands. McAllen Drinker says 9-month member here. Thank you, McAllen Drinker. By the way, if you have a star next to your name, click on the currency icon. If you're in the United States, next to the box where it says chat, where you type in a comment, there's a dollar bill, something that looks like a dollar bill. Click on it, and you may have a free member. They call it a free member milestone chat. It's a free super chat. Use it before you lose it. Those, they don't carry over until the next month. So be sure to use it, because if you don't use your free super chat, they expire and then they get replaced with a new one. So if you have a star next to your name, Web1, all you guys, CK, Brian the Pipe, Lamal, McAllen Drinker, Andy Lewis, all you guys, not Mr. Tutor to you, but all you members out there, please check and make sure that you have that you use your free super chats. Hey, look at this. We got Morris lurking with intent. I love that. I love it. Listen, if you had to create a new account to participate in the chat, I'm sorry. If you want your previous account restored, let me know. Just reach out to me on Instagram or on WhatsApp or whatever. I mean, I'm happy to reconsider it, but you know, generally speaking, if you've done something, here's this. If you were banned for a reason. So you would have to explain, why should you be unbanned? Right? Plead your case. It's not impossible. The judge may overturn your conviction. C3D now. Censored in Chicago. What does that mean? Censored in Chicago. Explain. Elaborate, C3D. I don't know what that means. Morris says, nope, just tired of being called MC. What does that mean? An MC or a Mick? What is that? Help me out. Listen, I'm not super smart. So sometimes I'm not hip with the lingo of today, the lingo of the youth. That's hey, I blame myself. I don't follow Urban Dictionary. So I don't know what MC means. If that's Mick, I'm not sure what it is, but please type in please clarify in the chat so I know what you're talking about. Kareem asks, what do you mean by approved list? Okay, so there are only 4 watch brands that are approved for purchase. This is a very elitist watch channel. Okay, we don't approve of purchasing Tudor. Sorry, Mr. Tutor to you. I'm sorry, we just don't. Or Bulgari, or Breitling, or IWC, or JLC, or Panerai, or any of that stuff. We just don't approve it. Okay, so there are only 4 brands that are approved for you to purchase as the watch community, the global watch community. Those brands are Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and Richard Mille. Those are the 4 brands. So it's just that those 4 brands are the brands that matter. And now, listen, you may like other brands. I get it. You may love other brands, but you know what? You've been given bad advice. Someone along the line told you buy what you like. And someone actually gave you very, very bad information. They told you buy what you love. And do not do that. Do not listen to those people. Those people are delusional. Do not, absolutely do not buy what you love without checking here first. That is a recipe for disaster. Okay. You should, of course, you have to love the watch, But I'm just saying to buy what you love independent of all other factors is ridiculous. You have to consider the other factors. So if you watch this show long enough, you'll figure it out. You'll figure out where we fit in the watch space. This isn't new watch collector review channel. This isn't for newbies. If you like Seiko mods, you are in the wrong place. Now you should still subscribe because this is a great channel and it's aspirational. And it's probably, I'll be honest, the best watch channel in the world. We have the best guests, the best audience, the best content. I mean, that's not me tooting my own horn. I'm talking about the guests. It's the guests, it's the unboxing, it's the quality of the chat. Quality people, high quality audience. That's what it's all about. So if you're like into Seiko or you're like into G-Shock and some of the other stuff, good for you. But this channel is going to put you on the right path. And we're going to deliver tough love. Tough love. And that means you should not in any way be buying a watch that's not on the approved list without prior written permission. You need advanced approval. Now, some people actually break the rule. They come on an box and you know what? They are what's the word? It's like they are they get approved. Actually the purchase that they feel they're vindicated because they made a good purchase. Listen, but those are a dime a dozen. Those are the exception, not the rule. Watch Hangout says 1,000 word essay. Yeah, if you're banned and you want to get back in, not a problem. Not even 1,000 word essay, just a short paragraph. Explain why you were banned, why you apologize, and why you'll never do it again. You guys know I'm kidding. You don't have to apologize. I don't believe in apologies. Just say, hey, listen, this was the circumstance. I won't do it again. I realize this is a true watch channel, and I'll keep my comments focused on watch talk. And I promise not to say anything weird on the hate streams. As a matter of fact, I promise not to watch the hate streams. Promise not to watch the hate streams. You're back in, baby. I can see the thumbnail already. OC demands loyalty test. They always have to put me in the headline. Why do they always have to put me in the thumbnail? Like, OC did this. I'm not involved in any of your fucking fake storylines. But I understand it drives clicks. OC is good for clickbait. I get it. So here's a new one. OC demands audience take loyalty test to be able to watch his channel. Okay, sound good enough for you? RS fans in the chat. What's up, RS fan? We got Ghost of Yiddish Gambino. He's a member. And by the way, he has pretty good taste. He has a solid gold Cartier, which is pretty friggin' nice. But he also has other watches that are kind of on the fringe. He's on, I don't know about him. Got Ryan Hofre in the chat. What's up, Ryan Hofre? Guys, become members. You need to add Cartier. Nope, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not adding Cartier to the list. We've got the Dubai expat. This guy's like a superstar on YouTube. By the way, there's a new video that you did that's in my feed that I have to watch later today. It's about your friend who got the AP in Dubai. So I'm gonna watch that. Check out the Dubai expat channel. He's got one of the best YouTube channels, and I like his accent. I'll be honest. I watch 90% of the time for his accent. I have no idea where he's from. I'm assuming he's from Dubai because he has like a Dubai kind of accent. But I love his accent. That's why I watch. I'm not ashamed to say it. I don't know what he looks like, but he seems like a super cool guy. And I'm looking forward to meeting the Dubai expat in Dubai this November. Hey, OC, are you more of a watch investor or watch collector? Great question. Very, very good question. I'm not an investor in the sense that I don't buy watches in order to sell them. I don't buy watches I'm not buying and selling and trading watches. That's not my primary motivation. I sell very few watches, to be honest with you. I haven't sold very many watches at all. And the people in our community generally aren't buyers and sellers or flippers. We're generally collectors, but here's the big but those watches have to make sense. So they have to be watches that you love. But generally in our community, they have to be watches that you love and watches that are hard to get, because the hard to get watches are the desirable watches, and the desirable watches are the hard to get watches, right? Right. So it's like, if the watch is going for over retail, it's because it's hard to get, and it's hard to get because it goes over retail. It's hard to get because it's a great watch, and it's a great watch because it reinforces each other. It's circular drama, circular logic. So I'm not an investor, but I'm happy to buy watches that go for over retail. And by the way, there are some independents that go for over retail, and that is an important consideration if we eventually choose a nominee to be added to the approved list. Because one thing's for sure, I'm not approving fucking Arnold and Son or Gerald Charles. Shout out to PG and Theo from Theo and Harris. I'm not fucking approving Gerald Charles, because those fucking trade for 50% off retail. I'm not approving what's some other bullshit independent brands. Throw out some bullshit independent brands in the chat. I'm not approving I don't want to offend some independent brands, but listen, you know who you are out there. But they have to be desirable independent brands, super desirable. That's the whole point. This is a collector group for people who love hot watches. If you buy a not hot watch, will we still celebrate it? Sure. But we want to encourage you. So, someone in the community is going to be unboxing soon. Bought a fantastic watch, and it is from one of the approved brands. Nothing you should be buying is from a non-approved brand, and I say that because I want to guide you in the right direction. We have a responsibility to deliver the truth to our audience. Buckley's in the chat. Buckley is a member. Thank you for being a member, Buckley. Independents are where you go to feel like a man in a group of nerds. And by the way, there is a thesis out there that the only reason, I'm not attributing this to Buckley, although it may have come from him, but I'm not saying for sure. But there is a hypothesis that people only flock to independent brands because they were shut out of Rolex and Patek. I love it. I love that hypothesis. The only reason why people flock to an independent brand is because they were slighted by Patek or slighted by Rolex. Is that true? Do you believe that? Is there an element of truth to that? Watching out says OC is not a Breguet man. I actually love Breguet. But they are not approved, not on the approved list to purchase, because there are way, way better choices. Okay, it's just, guys, you should be scrutinizing your purchases. I mean, the scrutiny you should be applying is so high that Breguet doesn't make the cut. So it's not that I don't like Breguet. I love Breguet. It's not that Breguet doesn't have great watches. They have tons of references in the Tradition line, for example, that I think are fucking awesome. Am I going to pay $48,000 for one? Am I going to recommend to anybody that they pay $48,000 for one when you can buy a Patek? Fuck no. I'm sorry. It's a hard fucking no. That's just the way it is. So that's the kind of fiscal rigor. We need fiscal rigor and fiscal discipline applied to our collecting hobby. Eddie Mao was in the chat reminding everybody to upvote the live stream. Thank you for upvoting, Eddie. Let's get to we only have 20 likes. Really? Come on, guys. You're embarrassing yourselves. I'm going to refresh. I'm hoping that this is fucking wrong. I'm hoping this is I'm going to reload YouTube. This is an embarrassment. Let's see what we got here. We've got over 40 people watching, 23 likes. Come on, guys. Don't embarrass yourselves. It's Friday. Upvote the live stream. Let's get to 29 likes. How about that for a nice round number? 29 likes. Mr. G's in the chat. FP Jean. A lot of people love the FP Jean. You know, at the end of the day, that might be the one brand that people think should be pre-approved, because like every FP Journe goes for over retail. Vimal says this channel will save you dollars. We will save you dollars and a drawer. I'll say drawer. Okay, a box full of watches. Yeah, you don't need a drawer full of watches that you don't wear. You don't need a drawer full of watches that you won't wear. We will make sure that the watches that you buy will actually be worn and get wrist time. And help you move directly into Rolex. It's time to reach for the crown. 2025 is the year of the crown, fuckers. Don't even consider anything other than the crown. Hey, Muhammad Ali, $5 highlighted comment. £5 British pound highlighted comment. That's worth like 10 US dollars. You can add FP Journe to the authorized list, but they have made it clear to me that I'm not an approved client for them. You know, the thing is, that's what makes it desirable. That's what makes FP Journe desirable, is that it's really hard to get them. And you have to wait, and you have to go and eat the crackers and cheese plates for 2 years. I get it. But here's what we're gonna do. So FP Journe is added to the poll. We're going to start a poll as soon as we have 4 brands. So if 4 people super chat with different brands, we'll start a poll with those 4 brands, and then you guys can vote. Okay? Those are the rules. 1 vote, everybody knows the rules. So Muhammad Ali, 5 British pounds, FP Journe. Now, if you want to bump FP Journe, you can. If you do a super chat higher than 5 British pounds, you can actually boot FP Journe from the poll. But let's not. I don't think we don't really need super chat. If FP Journe is the only brand in the poll, then they're in. They're in by default. We got C3D now with a $5 super chat. Thank you. Thanks for finding me funny. Do I amuse you? Do I make you laugh? Ryan Hofre says Curly wrote me back. Sounds like he's doing well. What's the official word on the AP purchase moratorium, please? AP is they're approved, but it's very, very dodgy. Very dodgy. It's like if you want to get a Royal Oak and only a Royal Oak, it probably doesn't make sense to start the journey. Okay. Patek journeys are 100% approved. Patek journeys with the AD are approved. There's actually no better time than right now. Actually, there was no better time than 3 years ago, or 6 years ago, or 9 years ago, or a decade ago to start the journey with Patek. You know what the worst time to start a journey with Patek is? The future. Okay? Get off your ass. Get off your fucking ass. And if you want Patek, you better start ponying up and creating a relationship at retail. Okay? OC's doing it. I'm going to do it. You know what? I have an annual calendar. It's a great watch. Will I buy other watches? You know what? I can't rule it out. I cannot rule it out. My ADs treat me pretty good. So they ask me to buy pieces. I might buy pieces. But very best wishes to Curly and his friends and family right now. Hope best, shout out to you and best wishes. Laurent Ferrier. No. No fucking chance in hell. No chance in hell. You guys are okay. You guys are. Oh, I get it. You're giving me brands that should not, that are garbage brand. No, I don't want to say that. Not approved independent brands. How about put it that way? Felipe Pekulik. Felipe Pekulik. Yeah. Chopek. Definitely not approved. Chopek is dead. Sartori Bailar. Correct. Not approved. Arnold and Strom. Arnold and Strom is not approved, guys. Okay? One brand that is absolutely not approved is Arnold and Strom. Kareem says Moser. Moser is on the borderline. They're not in the poll, and they probably wouldn't win the poll. But Moser, I could see somebody wanting to nominate Moser because, like, they're backed by 1916 Company, and they're in ADs, and if you buy one, it kind of helps you with the purchase history. Blah 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 blah. Buckley says, imagine selling Rolex or Patek to buy Urwerk, Chopek, or Moser. Yeah, do not fucking do that. Do not ever do that. That is a big mistake. Buckley's spot on there. He's spot on. He is spot on. Buckley says, I like it because I can befriend the watchmaker. What better reason than that can you have for cozying up to one of these great, expensive independent brands, Buckley? You can be friends with the watchmaker. You know what? Listen, I don't have any friends. I'll be honest. I have zero friends. Nobody likes me. So listen, if I can buy my way into a friendship with Raoul Page, fuck, I'm doing it. I'm fucking doing it. Now, Raoul says, hey, OC, I want to be your friend. I say, cool. I need friends. And he's like, you know what? It's $90,000. $90,000. And you know what? I'll send you pictures. I'll send you pictures when I cast the titanium, to make your case. And I'll send you a picture of me applying the hands to the watch. And I'll send you a picture of the dial while I'm making it. Like, fuck yeah, that's worth $90,000. Let's do it. And then I've got a friend for life. I've got a friend in Raoul Page, and he's got a friend in OC, and I only have to pay $90,000. Listen, I need friends. I want Rishepi. I'll do Raoul Page. I need Simone Brett. I need Remy Cools. I need Remy Cools as a friend. I want to befriend the watchmakers. Dubai Expat says, OC, why didn't Cloud Ken wear his watches and was so sad? I had dinner with Cloud Ken just one night ago, and he's not sad at all. We had a big meetup in New York. We had 10 people there. Cloud Ken was not sad at all. He's fine. So is there ever a part 2 coming? I don't know. He's if he wants to jump on the show, he's welcome to join. Anybody's welcome. The link is pinned and the pin is linked. Jump on the panel. But good. I know Ken. We had a big meetup, and he was there in person. So maybe he'll come to Dubai and he'll meet you face to face. 5 pounds is $67. Thank you, Ryan. That's amazing. Thank you, Muhammad Ali. That's awesome. $67. The exchange rates are fluctuating like crazy. Frank Mueller. Yes, not an approved brand. McAllen Drinker says, we want to move the Crown and Patek Philippe. Move to the Crown. Okay, that's right. Now this sentence is making sense. We want to move to the Crown and Patek Philippe. Yes, we should all be doing that. But it's painful to move a tray of Tudors at 2K each and Omegas at 4K each. Macallan Drinker, it's not painful. You have to either decide to get rid of those or keep them and not wear them. Those are your two choices, because those are, when you start getting Rolex and Patek Philippe, those are, for the most part, what we call drawer watches. Shout out to Rose Paul. That's a drawer watch. In other words, if you have a Rolex or you have two Rolex, listen, I have Omega, okay? Are there times where I go to tennis and the Daytona Oyster Flex is in the bank and I want to wear a watch that has a rubber strap and I only have the Omega? Sure, I'll wear it to tennis. I'd rather wear Richard Mille to tennis, okay? If I had a Richard Mille, you think I would go to tennis wearing an Omega? Fuck no. Okay? If you have a Rolex, I other than going to like a watch nerd event or maybe a special event at a Tudor boutique, there's zero, and I mean fucking zero, reason to ever wear a Tudor again. Okay? Or maybe like you go to London and you want to wear a watch that won't get stolen because it's completely undesirable. And you know that criminals would never ever bother you to rip they won't take a machete to your arm to take a Tudor off your wrist because they're worthless. Absolutely. In that case, you're going to London, take your Tudor's Heritage editions with you, right? But other than that, you will wear that watch one time a year. So don't listen, guys, move the Tudors and move the Omegas. I'm telling you, you'll feel a lot better. By the way, shout out to Logan Hall. Logan Hall, most people know this. He unboxed it right here. He sold a Zenith and a Tudor and got a Rolex. Okay? Now that's perfect. That's what you guys should be doing. He sold a Zenith and a Tudor. Was it peer pressure? Maybe a little bit. But it was he realized it was time to reach for the crown. Okay? You guys got to reach for it's enough of this fucking waiting. You're wasting time. Some of you guys are wasting fucking time. Reach for the crown. Do it now. The prices are only going to get higher and higher. It's only going to get harder and harder. You're competing with the best of the best. If you have the ability to buy Rolex at retail, start buying some watches. Buckley Vimal says, responding to Buckley, people saying that I'm friends with the watchmaker is the same as bragging that you're friends with Tony the mechanic. Well, I mean, Tony's not famous. Oh, 40 people watching, 33 upvotes. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now we're talking. The audience is delivering the goods. Hey, middle class guy. Shout out to a middle class guy in the chat. Romain Gauthier. I don't love their watches, but there are a few of them that I kind of like. The Journe Identity has one that I like. Okay. Same with FP Journe. There's only a couple of models that I like. But yeah, Romain Gauthier, they're members of the community. If you're lucky enough to own one of these, don't sell it. Don't sell it. If you've always liked Romain Gauthier, pull the trigger. Yeah, pull the trigger. Fuck it. Go for it. I think that's a brand that's like, when I think of independent brands, you have to judge them. Are they in decline or are they on the ascendancy? It's simple as that. And you know the answers. You can shout out any brand and you think to yourself, Grubel Forsey, is that brand on the ascendancy? Is it rising? Is the reputation rising? Or is the reputation going down? Is it a brand on the rise or a brand in decline? It's simple. These are simple fucking answers, guys. Grubel Forsey, you know the answer. It's one way or the other. It's not, there's no middle ground. You know, if I shout out, and now, I mean, listen, it's tough. But if I should Arnold and Strom, come on, man, they're not on the rise. You know, Romain Gauthier, they are on the rise, no doubt about it. Okay, you should only be looking at brands that are where the reputation is getting better. And by the way, AP, is the reputation of AP getting better or worse? There's $1 million question for you. Johnny O from Chicagoland in the chat. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. What's up, Johnny O? Look at this. We got Michael W. Commenting from Hamburg, Germany in the chat. If I had an RM, I would let people play tennis for me. I would pay people to play tennis. No. You got to play tennis. Tennis is fun. I love tennis. But if I had a Richard Mille, I'd definitely be wearing it to tennis. What's up, Michael? It's good to see you in the chat, as always. Michael's a cool guy. I met Michael like 2 years ago? Maybe 3 years ago. It's been a while. Michael's super cool. He was visiting New York City. He's like, hey, OC, I'm coming to New York City, and we met up. Brody is in the chat. Brody's a member. Thank you for being a member. I'm thinking, no, come on. This kind of trolling doesn't even work. Brody, I expect better than you. I'm thinking about getting a Tutor Royale for my daily piece. Thoughts? Try harder. Try harder. Whole milk, do you vote leave? Leaf? Do you mean leaf? Leaf or romaine? Iceberg or romaine, guys? Which one do you prefer? Iceberg or romaine or arugula? I don't know. I like romaine. Definitely like romaine. Ghost of Yiddish Gambino asks, Grunfeld or Moritz Grossman? The answer is no and no. I don't like pickleball. I don't play pickleball. Trap Vision 3D's in the chat. Afternoon, OC. What's up, Trap Vision? Good to see you in the chat. And we've got Otto in the chat. Yo. Good afternoon, everyone. OC, hope you are doing well. I'm doing fantastic. We're doing Watch Talk on this Friday. Which independent brands should be considered to be nominated to be potentially added to the approved list of brands for purchase? That's the topic of today. We only have one super chat so far, and that was for FP Journe. So we may nominate FP Journe. If you want to nominate any other brands, it's a small super chat of $1.99. $1.99 super chat to nominate any other brand to participate in the poll that we will be running. Right now, we don't even need to do a poll because this FP Journe is the only one. So how about that? Peruka in the chat. So Peruka from Switzerland. We have an international audience of collectors. Over 50 people watching on this Friday afternoon. It's the OC channel. Upvote the live stream. Now, Dubai Expat said he wants Cloud Ken to jump on. Give us an update. Okay, Cloud Ken, if you're around, if you're anywhere, I'm putting out the bat signal for Cloud Ken. Jump on the show. People want to know what's going on with your collection. Give us an update. Jump on the panel. So let's see if he jumps on. Let's give him 30 seconds. I know he's watching. I know he's watching. Cloud Ken, jump on the show. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. All right. I've said hi to every single person. In the chat. If you're listening and you type in a comment in the chat, I'll personally greet you, which will make your Friday so much more wonderful. It really will. It'll be a great start to your weekend. Oh, hey, here we go, guys. Here we go. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys.
Ken.
Yeah. All right. This will get you some more super chats, maybe. Everyone, for some reason, has been asking me to come back on ever since that.
Cloud Ken equals ratings. So we should be hitting 150 viewers soon. Great. You have good audio. We can hear you clearly. So can you hear me okay?
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah. Same here. All right.
Just stay close to the microphone or close to the phone or wherever you are, wherever your microphone is. So
yeah.
Welcome back. So like I said, you're someone who's in the local New York City area. We met up in person. We had a private dinner. So we won't reveal anybody else who was there. It's private dinner.
Oh, we can't talk about it? Okay.
Can't talk.
Okay.
Private dinner. Listen, it's very exclusive dinners. You get invited to one of these exclusive dinners, everything has to remain within the walls of the table. Because there's some shit that goes down that can't be revealed for public consumption. And they're mega. There was a mega collector there, right? We don't want to reveal who he was, but lots of mega collectors tend to join these dinners.
Quite a few. No, quite a few. Actually, I was the only one, and I was wearing a white gold Pepsi blue dial. I think I was the only one there that's wearing a Rolex. Everyone there was wearing much more hotter shit than I was, and I was wearing like one of the dogs I was complaining about last time, which I love, but it was like, I mean, that was like compared to what everyone else had. Oh man, I mean, did something happen? Did something happen, guys? Like, it's like I'm always the last one to like figure out these trends. It's just like is Rolex all of a sudden like not cool anymore? We just have to all buy independents, custom piece uniques, FedEx, APs. Yeah.
It's tough. Thanks for coming. It was good. It was a good dinner. It was a really good dinner. We broke off.
I don't get invited that much, guys. I mean, yeah.
Oh well, hey, we have a lot of people in New York, so it has to be a revolving round of otherwise nobody gets in. So
yeah.
If you're in the New York area and you want to participate in, if you want to apply to participate in a gold bar event, we'll let the cat out of the bag. There's a secret private club in New York called Gold Bar, and it's invitation only. They do very rare meetups, once or twice a month. The guest list is only the creme de la creme of the. It's actually colony people plus the creme de la creme of society. And once in a while, we invite special guests to participate. So yeah, we have Gold Bar, private invite only club. It's probably the hottest club in the United States, and we have people from all over the world. We have people from Portugal and 2 or 3 other countries that are coming to attend an event next week. So people fly from all over the world to come to these Gold Bar events. But if you want to apply to participate in or potentially be invited to a Gold Bar event, reach out to me on Instagram. We will take your name and we will let you know. By the way, if you have questions for Cloud Ken, type them in the chat. We have a question here from Buckley. Cloud Ken, which independent brands that are available at Cellini Jewelers would you buy? Do you want the list of brands from at Cellini Jewelers? Do you want the list? Or are you?
No, I've been there. I actually do know like a couple of independents. It's not just the top 2 or 3. Yeah, Buckley probably. I mean, Urwerk would be one of those that. But I mean, would I buy? Yeah, actually, I wouldn't buy anything. But if I had to buy, one thing,
good.
Yeah, maybe an Urwerk. We'll see how they drop secondhand. That's
good. Yeah, but your answer is you would not buy any.
Absolutely not independents.
See, you're following the trends. You're the tip of the spear. You are in front of the curve. Don't buy any independents without prior approval.
Yeah, but just to answer Dubai, the Dubai is going to be one fun watch week watch event. Unfortunately, I really want to go, and I really want to go, but I probably can't due to like work and family stuff. But I mean, I'll tell you why I want to go. Like I have this like my wife has this like cousin who's like who used to always sell watches through her like WeChat or like her social media page, and I was always wondering like and she's based in Dubai. I was always wondering like how she got like these watches for sale. She never tell me like it's one big fucking secret. She just had them for sale, and then I found out that later that she was like working with one of the ADs in Dubai, and she basically was just like getting like the hot stuff available. There it's all new hot stuff, Daytonas, whatever, Arabic, whatever dials, whatever day dates, that sort of thing, Arabic day dates, that sort of thing. And she was getting them, and she was able to like sell them to the Asia market, the Hong Kong market, for a bit of a premium. All right, so yeah, I was always wondering like what like I wanted to like pay her a visit and see how her flipping business was going. Probably not well lately, but then like I also found out that she had like a some type of nail salon, beauty salon, and she was doing very well. And then I was just kind of jokingly suggesting that okay, does she do anything like any of the under the table type of services? You guys get my drift. And as soon as I said that, then like they cut off contact with me altogether. Maybe I found something.
You can always count on Ken to say the wrong thing to get him completely ghosted. It should be change your name to Ghost Ken.
Yeah, for my family. Oh God, Ghost. Oh God, don't bring. Oh, Ghost.
Ken.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. Yeah, that's one of the things that's on my ever blacklisted list.
I love this. This is typical Cloud Ken. It's like, I want to go to Dubai not to hang out with cool watch collectors and friends, but I want to go to figure out the flipping strategy of my cousin and the illicit criminal activities.
Yes, yeah. Well, I'll meet you guys as well, but obviously.
Yeah, and also to meet you guys.
Yeah.
John Galt in the chat is okay. JB flying from Portugal? No comment. No comment. We don't reveal the participants in Gold Bar events, but he can't change his name to Ghost. Oh, it's right. We already have a Ghost of Yiddish Gambino.
Okay.
We have to change it to Clown Ken. How about that?
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, that'd be funny.
Sure.
I mean, it'd be like self-deprecating, Buckley says, "Are the illicit activities prostitution?"
That's yeah. We'll find. Hopefully, I'll find out for you guys. And we'll get you something else to do, since there's not much alcohol over there.
Question. By the way, type in your. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. I mean, now it's just something else. Dubai expat said, "Yeah, why am I so sad?" Well, I mean, I guess it's just.
Are you feeling disenfranchised? Are you feeling left out? Are you feeling frustrated? How do you describe your feelings right now?
Yeah, and that's why I hopped on. I mean, it's no updates, guys. I'm sorry, I don't have anything to show anything. I mean, the last time, I really haven't paid. I paid a couple of AD visits, but wasn't much going on. So I don't have that much to complain about. If you want to consider my just like my AD visits to these stories, I can certainly share how they went. But yeah, I mean, it's sad because like I used to work with as many as 8 different stores in New York. Right. So let's say like anywhere from 3 to 5 Bucherers, a couple of Wempies, a couple of other companies, and that 8 is now turned to maybe 1 or 2 at best over the past like year or so, right? So Bucherer, let's say 4 locations, Okay, they found out what I've been doing. I'm now down to either 1 or 0 because I'm blacklisted there. Who knows? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not.
Yeah, let's
Tell me.
let's not mess around. You're blacklisted. Okay.
All right, fine. 0. All right, shit. So 0 at Booker. All right. And then Wemby, which was my backup AD. They're fucking losing Rolex altogether, right? I mean, I guess because of where the location they're at. I mean they're getting like supposedly more Pateks, but the only one happy about that is probably UOC.
I'm extremely happy. By the way, shout out to Wempe. I'm not compensated by them in any way, shape, or form, but it's congratulations to them for expanding their partnership with Patek Philippe. They will be over the next year building a 1,600 square foot Patek salon with new VIP lounges and all kinds of cool stuff. Display libraries and all this stuff. So shout out to Wempe. If you want to start your journey with Patek Philippe, let's not be delusional, guys. If you want a steel Aquanaut or Nautilus or even a Cubitus, do not even think about going to Wempe. Okay, just don't even think about it. That's you're wasting. Don't even go to any Patek. You're wasting your time. They don't want you. You're not actually not a Patek collector. You're not a Patek lover. You're nobody. You are nobody. But if on the other hand, you do like Calatravas, you like annual calendars, you like grand complications, you like the 8-day, the new 8-day, you like weekly calendars, you like all kinds of other great stuff because they make the best fucking dress watches in the world and the best complicated dress watches in the world, then I highly recommend you start your journey with Patek. And if you're anywhere close to New York City, don't be delusional. Just go to Wempe. They're the best. They're absolute gold standard as far as I'm concerned in New York City for Patek Philippe. All right. That paid advertisement is now out of the way. Let's see who else we have in the chat. There was a question here that I wanted to bring to your attention. Ryan Hofrey asks, Cloud Ken, are you a fan of the Rolex Sky Dweller?
No, thanks, Ryan. No, I pretty much mirror OC in my feedback for the Sky Dweller. I mean, number one, well, I have a small wrist, so it's a little big for me. I always thought it was. I always thought it was just an ugly watch. I mean, it came out in 2013, and remember what OC said? It came out during the same time as where like the Datejust 2 and the Day 2, which were utter failures. And the Sky Dweller has like the same huge ass markers. I never liked the complication around it. I mean, maybe the blue dial, the green dial is nice, passable, but no, overall the Sky Dweller is a dog.
Sky Dweller is an ugly watch, ugly watch. Not a fan. Although there's some people in the community that have them, and they have very, very good examples. Buckley has a Sky Dweller that looks fantastic on him. It's white dial with the Jubilee. And I think there are people who have big risks, on Oyster it looks good, on Jubilee it looks good. So shout out to anybody who has a Sky Dweller. If you have a big wrist, it probably looks fine on you. But not for I don't love the watch, me personally.
Yeah, I shouldn't say it's a dog. I mean, there's some variations that are okay, but I mean the fluted bezel, Oyster Flex, I never thought that went well together. Very overpriced for what it is, and
yes, the most expensive collection in the Rolex lineup. Got Whole Milk in the chat. What's up, Whole Milk? Got Speedy Horrendous joining us from Hawaii, a member of the OC channel. Thank you for being a member, Speedy. I feel perfectly franchised. You're not disenfranchised. Okay, cool. Got Brian the Pipe in the chat. What's up, Brian? Got Morris, who just became a member. Thank you, Morris. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I got your membership. Yeah, I got your membership.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Cloud Ken brings in the ratings and the memberships, guys. Yeah, become a member. let's see, who else do we got in the chat here? Speedy says being blacklisted is almost as bad. I say it's worse than being blue-balled. Blue-balled is temporary, but blacklisted is forever.
The soft blacklisting is what's bad. I mean, like I said, I don't mind if I get like called by Booker and saying just, hey, look, we can't sell you any more watches because you've been a dick going around to different stores, but they're not going to do that. But the soft blacklisting is when they don't tell you.
I know. I had a situation recently where I found out why I wasn't told something, and a person in the back room can jump on anytime they want. Let's see. Yo, Buckley, what's up?
What's going
on? One comment real quick, and then I'll let you jump in. Holmok says, tell Wimpy you're a member of the OC channel. They will move you up the list. Be careful doing that because they have been instructed that if you mention me, their response back to you will be, because if you go to Wimpy and say, hey, like I know OC, their response will be, that's great. Does OC know you? Because I better know you, because if you go there and say like I'm friends with OC or OC told me to come, they will say, okay, how well does OC know you? And if I don't know you very well, it won't work out well for you. But so reach out to me in advance if you actually want to build a relationship with Wempe for Protect the Leap, and you want to use me as a reference. Just check with me first. And don't be a tire kicker, because if you're a tire kicker, you won't last more than about 30 minutes there before they figure out that you're not going to buy. They're not going to give you anything. Don't mean to be cruel, guys. It's just the truth. You have to, and Buckley can affirm this. If you want to get started with Patek Philippe, you have to like dress watches.
Yeah,
you have to. I mean, it's just it. You have to like Patek. You have to love Patek Philippe, and eventually people get to the point where they realize, you know what, I better, if I want. Look, everyone knows my story. It was 2023 when I first started putting it out there. Like, I really like to have the best dress watch in my collection. All right, well, if you want the best dress watch, you go to the best watch brand for dress watches, Patek Philippe. That's all you fucking do. And and you say, hey, I'd like to buy a Calatrava, or I'd like to buy a weekly calendar, or an AutoZone, or annual calendar, or perpetual. Or you have to look at the dress watches that you like, figure it out, and then buy it. And then after that, you can decide whether or not you want to start a journey. Now, Ken, you famously, not to put you on the spot, but you famously started with 8 or 10 ADs, and one of the reasons why your appearance the last time was so polarizing is because we thought it was common sense that you shouldn't be shopping one store of Bucher against another store of Bucher, or one Watches of Switzerland against another Watches of Switzerland. And the audience was like, hey, guy, this is like common sense. Ken, don't do that. They all talk to each other. You can't
that's ridiculous. I mean, I'm sad. Yeah, just
so you're still defending your position that there should be no loyalty to SAs, that you should be able to play one SA off each other.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sad because, like, yeah, if I'm blacklisted from Bucher, that's minus 4 to 5 stores.
It's minus 1 store.
That's minus 2 stores.
It should never have been 4 to 5 stores. You should have a home store with one guy, and you concentrate all your purchases.
No, that's never gonna fucking work. I mean, London Jewelers. I was also working with London Jewelers with 2 stores as well, and then one of their stores lost their Rolex license allocation, and the only one I have left is the one in Long Island. Which how I feel about Long Island, Buckley, and that one's going to be impossible. I bought an Explorer 1 from there like a few years ago. So it's been 3 years there since I got anything. My purchase history there, and we disagree on this. Me and that AD. Like, I think the Explorer One is I still have it, by the way. I didn't flip it, but is a great starter relationship piece. All right, I might have used those exact words. I'm not completely sure, but and they think that the Explorer One is a huge fucking favor. So I'm probably shit out of luck altogether on that. But yeah, to your point, OC. Yeah, so I mean this whole fucking like can't work on multiple Booker locations. I mean, that is such bullshit still from the past few visits that I've had. Like I will tell you, I won't reveal anything about the event or the dinner, but I'll tell you what I did before I met up with you on that day. So quick story, nothing too fancy, but back in my main AD, which was another meat packing, whatever, whatever. I'm blacklisted. Who
don't give too many details on the air, just because.
All right, fine. So I used to not work, but I used to chat with a tutor SA there, right? And I was chatting. I built, just chat with them here or there when buying tutors, right? We used to him and I like shared a similar like medical issue, right? I dealt with this issue, and he's dealing with the same issue. Yeah, it's not that we're both like crazy ass psychos. It's something else. All right. So 2 years ago, after I bought something, my last purchase at that store, he told me he was leaving to work on like something, some other type of business, right? Do some traveling, some other type of. Then on the way to meeting up with you guys, I just decided to stop by that store. A Booker in Midtown New York City, right? It was on the way to where we're meeting up, and I used to work in that area, so I'm very familiar. That was actually like my favorite location, right? In New York, because I worked in the area, and I used to go downstairs there. I mentioned on the stream a few weeks ago that I fucking hated my job, and like I went down. I used to like go downstairs whenever I got pissed off, and just like had coffee and shot the shit with the essays there. So, but people move around, these bookers, these 80s all the time, and so I decided to just stop in and just take a look at what they had in the case. I don't know anyone there anymore. Probably everyone's busy, and lo and behold, the same tutor essay has recently become a Rolex essay at that location. All right, so he went back to work for the company, and now he's selling Rolex, and he's been there for the past couple of months. And so we caught up for a while. We caught up for we sat down and caught up for like 15 minutes. I did not talk about watches at all because remember what you guys told me. You're only supposed to work with one location. And me probably being blacklisted, who the fuck cares anyway? So I just wanted to catch up with them just on personal like health related and family related matters, and that's great. But then in the end, he kind of gave a hint that he could offer me watches, sell me watches from that store again. Even though I bought stuff from that store, but then I went and bought stuff elsewhere. But he gave me the hint that he could sell me stuff from him again. All right, in spite of me working with other essays and other Booker locations. Now, what he was trying to direct me to was like a date 36. Like he was saying like, oh, okay, maybe you and your wife can share this watch together, that sort of thing. And then that's where like, he took a phone call, and then like I had to go meet up with you guys, and then I decided to leave right there. But it was interesting.
What did you take away from this experience? What do you think happened?
I mean, I just think there, again, there is no like written rule. It's not preferred, or it's not like encouraged that you do it, but there is no like written rule that you can work with multiple. Even other essays, they encourage you to, they'll still reach out to you if they can try to like make money off of you. But my real takeaway from this is that man, I think these essays are really, really hurting for business. These ADs are really, really hurting for business, and it's just Bucher. They just I feel like the training is all the same with these guys. I mean, I'm just it's just the same conversation, and I felt like this guy was actually I want to treat him like just a friendly conversation, but then he just gave me like the same Bucher bullshit that several dozens of other people has. Like, oh, hey, come on, I can get you that. Yeah, I can get you the Daytona, whatever, GMT or Oyster Flex, whatever. But I can make that. But but you know what you could really do? It would really help if you buy a Carl F. Bucher. That would really help you. So I was just a little bit disenlightened by that particular visit. So then I got the fuck out of there. I'm like, shit.
Well, I mean, I'll jump in before Buckley does, but what did you expect? First of all, I think it's bad form for essays to try and poach a customer who's already part of the retailer and take away business from another SA. I think that is a bullshit tactic. I think it's snaky. I think they should have a sense of teamwork, and they should say, oh, you work with so and so at wherever, stick with them because they're a great guy or whatever. I don't think they should be having conversations with customers that are anything other than friendly, but offering like, oh, I can help get you this, or I'll help you. I think that's fucked. And then the second part is from your perspective. I think the last thing you want to do is give them an impression, false or otherwise, that you're open to that. And I think the first thing I do is when I walk into any store, let's say if I'm walking into a Bucher in Las Vegas and they say, oh, we'd like to show you a few pieces. I say, by the way, I work with Bucher in New York, and I only buy from them. It's the first thing. It's the first thing out of my mouth. I don't want to even think. I don't want them to even think that they could sell me an Explorer or a fucking Air King, or that I would bite on a, two-tone Datejust. And they're going to be wasting their time. I would never in a million years buy stuff from them. So like, that's the first thing out of my mouth. That's my style. That's actually not advice to anybody else. That's the way I roll, because there are multiple 80s in New York. I say for Rolex, I work with this person, and that's it. So
what if they?
I think the why I do that is because the essay goes, okay, OC is loyal to his person. I respect that. I appreciate that, and it saves me a lot. It saves me a lot of time. I'm not gonna even attempt to poach, and I'm not gonna put myself in the position of making the false appearance of looking like I'm poaching. Just because I'm having a friendly conversation. So that's my opinion.
What if they wanted to sell you something you really wanted, like a Platona or something that trades like way above retail? Like
they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that.
What if they do? So that's kind of like what I
think that's a snaky tactic for someone who works for the same company to do that. I think that person. I just don't think that's a cool move for them to do. I don't know what the chat thinks. Buckley.
I mean, I think it's common sense that you don't cross contaminate here. I've been at it for 4 or 5 years. I've had multiple ADs. I've never had multiple under the same company because they all have CRMs, they all have people. And the second your salesperson sees you go somewhere else, expect the favors to stop. Why would they ever give you another watch again? Why? Like, what incentive do they have? They're not making any money on these things. Just so you know. I mean, we know offline what the Bucher commission is for Rolex. It's nothing. It's literally nothing. They have no incentive to sell these watches. They're incentivized to sell everything else in the store. Everything else.
Yeah, but what if it's a hot watch? You know, let's like
they're not going to give a hot watch. They're never going to give a hot watch because they have to use that as a carrot to sell the other stuff.
I get it. Or they use the hot watch as a carrot first, and then see if you can buy the stuff.
That would be an incredibly. Whoever would do that is an incredibly dumb person, because there's no guarantee you're coming back.
As a matter of fact, that's the kind of essay that should be fired.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say you walk in, let's say you're a friend. I don't want to put real store names to it. But let's say you work with a retailer store 1, and you go into retailer store 2, and they say, here's a Batman or a Bruce Wayne. You bought that watch. I would fire the SA for not being a team player, and I'd fucking blacklist you for being disloyal and not buying from your original SA. That's it. I would make those two moves, and I wouldn't look back. That's what I would do.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, we've done so much research, and unfortunately, we can never talk about the details online of all of it. But I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, Ken, it makes zero sense for them to sell you a hot watch. They never will sell you a hot watch. And what you've done, you're probably going to be in a very toxic camp for a while until you pay the tax.
Well, unless it's just I want the one watch and then I'm done. Like AP, for example, Buckley. Like
they don't make any commission on Royal Oaks.
No, but they don't care. Like look, okay. Let's say if you work with if like quote unquote work with them, but let's say you register with one AP store, but your interest is a blue dial Royal Oak. They don't care if you go to like any other AP roaster. Like they encourage you to go to other stores and try to get that Royal Oak.
No, they do not encourage you to go anywhere else. As a matter of fact, it's the exact reason how I got into my pickle with them 2 years ago, because of that exact situation. Literally what you're talking about. AP does not want you to go to any other. Once you lock in with a salesperson, before you even buy something, whoever makes you a profile, that's it. They own you. You're not getting out of that profile without good reason. It's literally over.
Yeah, well, if they think you're going to buy like offshores and codes and from them, yeah, they're like you. But if your interest is just a blue dial or even a white dial Royal Oak, I'll tell you what they said to me. I could show you maybe her text even, but they're like, hey, yeah, go somewhere else.
Yeah,
why would you even fathom walking into an AP boutique and requesting a blue Royal Oak? What crosses your mind to think that is a conversation when you've been watching these streams for a long time? That's I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's straight delusional. It's like,
it's absolute.
I mean, look for a panda at a different location. Go ahead. That means Cloudken. That literally means you're an idiot. Get the fuck out of our store. That's what that means.
Yeah.
No. I know for a fact. I know for a fact. I'm not calling you an idiot. I'm saying what they're saying in their head.
I know. I know.
You're an idiot. Get the fuck out of the store.
Yeah, I get it, but let's say if you just want that one watch, like a steel Royal, it doesn't have to be blue dial, but it could be like any Royal. You just want to get that watch, and get the fuck out of AP. And then,
Bye, Greg.
And of course, yeah, buy Greg. But some, I mean, we talk about on the streams, and we say sooner or later they're gonna have to offer people like Royal Oaks as their first watch. And you know, I've been trying for like several years now. I mean, before like all this shit happened.
This is a fascinating conversation because Buckley has recently taken the position that there are certain dial Royal Oaks that they actually might want to consider offering as first watches to get new people sucked into the brand, right?
There's a whole. I mean, AP is like a 3-day long stream topic, but
I know
there's so many things we could talk about when it comes to this, but in the short, I think the white dial and the black dial Royal Oak in steel should be something that you can get as a first watch. However, they limit it to those colors. They're very upfront that it's going to be those colors, and they put you on a Journe-like list where every year it says like you either getting it or you're not getting it this year. But like you will get it. It could take 18 months, 24 months, could take 3 years, but you will.
Yeah, and that'll be
That's
your
why I
own.
think they should do it with those. They'll never do that because we know what they're doing behind the scenes, and it's.
I know, and I'll add this: the people who should qualify to get those as their first pieces should also be people that they vetted and qualified and figure out. You know what? There's a good chance that we'll get them. They say that they only want a Royal Oak, but there's a good chance, based on intuition, that we can hook them in, and they'll actually appreciate the fact that we gave them a Royal Oak as their first watch, and they'll come back to us in the future for something else because they'll feel so appreciated and feel so like happy to be a part of the family.
Well,
that's less quantifiable and more gut. Those things. But you can look at somebody. You can look at somebody's income. You can look at their reputation. You can say, okay, like this is the kind of person that, of all, if we had a list, if we had 10 people who asked for silver dial Royal Oaks, this one guy we think is the best bet because we think he'll be more likely to be a loyal AP customer for life than these other 9.
Yeah, but even the AP makes, when it comes to codes, they're making the same amount of codes as RM makes RMs. When it comes to offshores, they're making the same amount of offshores as, I mean, not as many as Vacheron makes watches, but probably like 10 to 15,000. So the whole offshore code thing can be contained in less than 20,000 watches. And the reality of the code in the offshore is they're better daily wearers than the Royal Oak. They are. They're more comfortable. They're more, you can beat on them. The code is, like, most people who don't like the code, they've never tried one on. The code is phenomenal. Price is crazy, but the price on all this shit is crazy. The way you sell a code in an offshore is you show appreciation on the front end. So like AP 57th Street, they're only going to get, if there's 5,000 codes, and let's say 4,000 of them are regular production model colors, right? They're going to get a few hundred. AP 57th Street, they're probably going to get 100, 200 across the year, something like that. That only means there's going to be a couple of each color, right? It's not a lot. It's 2 people in New York City are going to get the smoke dial. But do those 2 people feel special? At the moment, they don't. They feel like they're buying a watch to get to a next watch. Fucking every quarter, people who buy codes and offshores have an event for them. Say, look, we're gonna have a. I know you're interested in the code, or maybe you're on the fence about the code. We're gonna have an event. 30, 40 invites. Thursday night, we shut down the store. We're gonna show you all the codes. Like, make it exclusive. Make it a thing. Make people want to be proud to own the code. Make the code and the offshore mean something on the street. When people go and they see a code, they don't think, oh, he bought that to get the Royal Oak. They think, oh, he's in the club. That's not what they do. They focus on celebrities and bullshit. And even with the celebrities, how come no celebrities are wearing codes or offshores? Like, stop putting them in Royal Oaks. If you want to sell the fucking code, stop putting these guys in Royal Oaks. Why is John Mayer not walking around in a code? Like, are you stupid? The company's fucking stupid. Make him walk around in a skeleton code.
Force him. Yeah, force him to.
Force it. Force it. Like, what the fuck? The guy has the ability to go on camera and say, oh, it's not for me. Are you fucking kidding me? And you want to work with that guy? You like this?
Make him do a collaboration or a code collaboration, John Mayer. Like that might.
It's just the whole. Oh, my bad. The whole thing is stupid, and they just don't market it right. They like the code is such a great watch. When you put it on the wrist, it feels like a high level, like sport thing. Like there's something like it could be in the F1 world one day, type of thing. And nobody knows because this fucking company doesn't market it right. It's thrown in there as like it's like a Calatrava with no love. But the code on the screen, this blue one, you can wear that as a daily watch. You can't wear a Royal Oak as a daily watch a lot of the time. It's not even a comfortable watch. The code is. But I haven't, listen, when it comes to AP, I could probably do a 10-chapter book at this point.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean to make the stream about AP. I know we could.
It always comes down to it because right now, they are the company that they were trailing in 2016, 2017, and then they got into the top 5. And now they've made such an impact that they're in the same conversation as Patek, which I don't believe they will be much longer. I don't think they're going to be in the same conversation, but they could be. They could beat Patek. They could permanently beat Patek if they would get this shit right. But they're getting too progressive. They're getting too weird. Their prices are getting a little crazy. The people who are buying, especially in our group, I can tell you right now, even if they don't admit it, they do not feel appreciated. That's a fact, and OC knows that. People buying AP and going and visiting AP, they do not leave feeling good. They do not leave feeling appreciated. In America. You know, I know Dubai Expat, he's a huge fan. And he's in Dubai. Totally different. In America, people with AP, they're not. If you don't fit the demographic that they're going after right now, you're fucked.
Dubai Expect says the code is a fantastic watch, looks awesome, and wears awesome. So different than to most other watches. Well, yeah, visually very different, and the style of it is it's a great watch, very comfortable watch to wear. And we got Julius Caesar, Magic City, America. Everybody got Boris in the chat. And SE joining from Germany, member for 10 months as a campaign senior consultant, which is one of the highest levels. It's like the $300 or $400 a month level. Thank you, SE. Code and offshores are burnt, Buckley. You're spot on, but they have to start fresh with a new model. By the way, while we're at it, upvote, fellas. I don't think they need a new model. I mean, is it possible that they could come out with a thin dress watch?
No, it's not even the model. It's not the model. It's the way that it's marketed. It's what the brand is doing. It's their decision making. In the last 2 years, their decision making has been awful. The way that they handle things, the way that they take you through the journey, it's terrible. This watch on the screen is a fucking awesome watch. It's modern. You could throw on a blue blazer and wear this; it would look sick. You could wear a t-shirt and wear this; it would look sick. You can change out the straps, right? They make a whole bunch of different colors, all these different things. And by the way, you get the Royal Oak on the back end. As soon as you buy one, you have a Royal Oak in the mail. So you're getting both. The problem is on the front end, they do not make this an attractive watch. You cannot walk into 57th Street on a Friday, okay, and be told we're more exclusive than Rolex, blah, 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 blah. We're amazing. By the way, we can't sell you a Royal Oak, but these 4 codes are available. And as soon as you buy one of these, you're getting a Royal Oak, which is what they tell you. They literally say this. I wish I had the fucking recording on my phone. I've been told this by 2 different, yeah, go for it.
Every APS say. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the watch.
That's not
It's
the right
nothing
way
to do with
to
the watch. Doesn't matter how nice the watch is. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's just the way they present. We talked about this many months ago, but yeah, just the whole way they presented it, market, forced it
wrong.
on people. Just
Wrong way to do it.
Cause everyone else to hate it. Yeah.
If you go into Wempe Patek, guaranteed, even if they have Calatravas in the back, you're not going to leave feeling like you could have gotten a Calatrava and it's not exclusive. They're going to tell you, listen, this is Patek Philippe. Like, forget everything you know. You're in a different arena. And buying this means something. This watch has history. It means something. Forget about the secondary price. Once you're in with Patek and you're on 5th Avenue and 54th, wherever they are, you're in a different air. And we're welcoming you here, and we want you to be here for the next couple of decades. And if you fuck us, we will fuck you. So just don't fuck us. This is a brand of excellence. That's what this is about. AP does not have that. AP is catering to the next hottest person, right? Next whatever. It's wrong. It's completely wrong.
Wempe Patek customers are probably the most coveted group of watch customers anywhere in New York. And that's why, and we've heard the stories that those other retailers are chomping at the bit to try and poach people who are Wempe Patek customers. And I would say Tiffany Patek customers too, probably. You know, those are the two most coveted groups of collectors anywhere in New York City, because they figure you have class, you have wealth, you've been vetted, you've been qualified, because Wempe did all the work to figure out who the right collectors are. And so if they can identify, oh, you're a Wempe client, you bought 3 Pateks from them. Oh, it's almost like they've done all the homework, and they say, oh, you know what? We'd love to be able to sell you a piece. We'd love to be able to
way to poach
and
the way to poach one of you guys is to offer you some type of Aquanaut as a first piece.
No, you're saying such stupid shit right now, and I'm trying to be nice about it. If you had any idea how hard an Aquanaut is to get, that's
they
don't need to do it though. You're under the assumption that Patek would need. They don't need to do it. That's the thing. Is even though we say AP needs to do it, AP just got here 7-8 years ago. And I know people hate me saying that because, oh, it's been 100 years. And, oh.
150.
No one gives a fuck about anything AP did before the Royal Oak. Nobody cares. Oh, look at the Star Wheel. The new Star Wheel looks nothing like the old Star Wheel. Nobody gives a fuck about anything they did. But pre-Entourage, right? Ari Gold, first celebrity on camera in a major TV show to wear a Royal Oak. Before that, nothing. They had 20 doors. Francois says it himself in the 90s. They had 20 doors. Oh, you're with AP? Get out of our store. We want nothing to do with you. Toxic fucking garbage. The offshores before 3 years, actually all offshores. Which offshores are being auctioned off and are collectible? Who, like, everyone goes,
they're all like a third, like they trade for like,
yeah, they're not even.
K. Yeah,
you could have bought an offshore 15 years ago. You're still underwater right now. Literally, you're underwater. I think Red Shovel had to get rid of his offshore for like $16,000. It's a $45,000 retail price. So don't give me this shit. And, oh, you know, they're so desirable. It's like, they're nice watches, but you're not going to put them in the same sentence as fucking Patek Philippe. Are you out of your mind? I've only been here 5 minutes, and I understand the difference. And, by the way, I'm of the age group. I wear Kith. I listen to Travis Scott. I have a fucking close to an 8-inch wrist. I understand this shit better than most of you. So don't fucking come in here at 60 years old with a 6.5-inch wrist and try to tell me about AP. You never even listened to a Travis Scott song.
Yeah, you're not their target customer.
If I put Jay-Z in a lineup, you can't even fucking point out who he is.
Why would he be in a lineup?
No, seriously. Like half these people, they don't even know who Jay-Z is. He's like responsible for half the AP growth that happened in the early 2000s. Francois said it himself.
Flamingo Blue highlighted comment from Vimal from Canada. What does AP have a Royal Oak quota for Indians in Canada? Yes, Indian women. Indian women are going to be one of the hottest targets for AP. Speedy Horrendous in the chat, member for 8 months. Thank you for being a member for so long. This is Buckley, quote, trying to be nice. Miss Congeniality. Hey, he's being, listen, this is the kind of stuff that the tough love sometimes that you have to hear. So Buckley is spot on a lot of things.
Yeah, I love it. I love when I go on my Instagram and I see videos of wrist rolls from around the world, and people have what you can't tell if it's a guy or a girl's wrist, number one. That's what's, you can't tell. But I love lugs shooting off the wrist because the watch is too big, and they only bought it for the hype, and it looks awful on them. I love it. I love it when you go out in New York City and some fucking dingus is wearing a gingham shirt from Vineyard Vines and out pops a rose gold Royal Oak. I love it. I love that he thought that looks cool. I love that he thinks he's in the brand, and I love it. You're an idiot. I love it.
Yep. Journe Identity is in the chat. Go Buckley. Funny enough, AP passed on the Bond franchise before Omega locked it down. Thank you for that insight, Journe Identity. And Jeff, another member of Florida Crew deep in today. Pro tip, I've actually gone to a Travis Scott concert, which is why I'm an AP VIP. Jeff is one of the cool guys. He has the big wrist, so he can pull off almost anything. But even he might be able to attest. And I wore my AP the other day. It's not comfortable. It's not super comfortable on the wrists when it's warm out, because your wrist gets a little bit sticky, like a little. It's not even perspiring, but just like it's not a super comfortable watch. It's sharp. It digs into certain areas of your wrists. It's a great looking watch. There's no watch that looks better than a Steel Royal Oak. The finishing, the angles, the
beautiful watch,
beautiful, gorgeous watch. I mean, Rolex pretty much decided 5 or 6 years ago, you know what? We need to get a fucking watch that looks like the Royal Oak back in our lineup. Why are we missing out on this integrated sports watch trend? And they basically said, you know what? Let's make sure our bracelet is a flat Jubilee bracelet that kind of looks a little bit like the hot one in the market.
Yeah. No,
Steel Royal Oak is not very comfortable, says Jeff. Yeah, I mean, it's just not. It's not the most comfortable watch. There's 50 other watches that are far more comfortable. Omar says, "What's wrong with gingham shirts?" By the way, what's wrong with gingham shirts?
Nothing. It doesn't go with a rose gold blue dial AP. You just look like a jackass. Like I'm also not going to wear a Nike jumpsuit with a fucking Patek Philippe Calatrava. It's just these people are not. Half the people that walk around with these Royal Oaks, they're not. 2 and 2 doesn't make 4. Like when you talk to them, it doesn't. They think that they're in, but then they're like, oh, I don't really understand why I'm not getting any more watches from them, because you're not even close to the demographic. Like you're not even remote. Like you think Patek Philippe and AP and Journe and RM are all going after the same people. They're not.
Jeff, I told you not to. I told you not to wear the Puma jumpsuit today.
Jeff only has one AP at this point, and I don't even know if he's trying to get another one. It sounds like he's moved on. Jeff, correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but I haven't heard you talk about them at all, and I'm pretty sure you only have one at this point.
Does Jeff work with multiple ADs? He has all the watches that I always try to get.
You are never going to catch Jeff. Don't try. Don't try.
Well, he doesn't do it in New York. I mean, that's one big advantage.
Yeah, I think one of the most valuable things that Yoni ever said. Shout out to Yoni Ben Yehuda, by the way, good friend of the show, head of Material Good, very close friend of the show. But Yoni said something. I think the most valuable thing he said is, don't compare yourself to other collectors. It never does you any favors. And sometimes I catch myself doing it. I did it the other day but so and so got offered this watch and they didn't even request it, and I requested it and I didn't get it. You're not that person. You are nobody. OC, you're nobody. That person came in and spent $200,000 on jewelry. Don't put yourself in the same fucking sentence with that person. It's like you don't know what Jeff has a Ferrari, Ken. What the fuck do you drive? Like, I drive a fucking Acura. I don't drive a Ferrari. So like, in order for me to compare myself to like, oh, well, what does Jeff do? Everything that I don't do. Okay? How about that for an answer?
Jeff is like hitting on all cylinders. He's got crazy every time he goes to AD, he's got one watch crazier than the next. He's pulling up in a Ferrari. He's decked out in fucking Brunello Cucinelli and Loro Piana. He's got a different fucking Latina on his arm every time. Like the guy, he's walking out with a Cuban cigar. The guy is just on a different level. He fits you're not going to be Jeff. You know, you're not going to walk in with fucking Old Navy on and Converse and try to get what Jeff gets. It's not going to happen. Jeff's on a different.
Yeah, it's awesome to have him as part of our community and part of our inner circle. It is cool.
Jeff is a baller, and you're not going to catch him.
Yeah, it's not even to say like, well, what does he do? Again, he does all the stuff that no one else is capable of doing because he can. America 5726 $10 super chat. Thank you, America. Free the cloud. That's you, Cloud Ken. We need to stand with the cloud against these horrible authorized dealer transgressions. Let those dogs out of the kennel. I can hear them barking from here. Also, Gingham is goated. Sorry.
No, it's not. Gingham's horrible.
Well, my whole point was that I don't even think these ADs give a shit about poaching clients from other stores within the same company.
They don't care about taking you from another authorized dealer. They care about taking you from under the same umbrella. Like you wouldn't work with Watches of Switzerland and then go to Mayors unless you're dumb. Same company.
Boris with a flamingo blue highlighted comment. Real quick, if it's possible for you to answer super quickly. Panel, do you have a one and done?
Like sell it all, one watch for life?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably some version of a platinum day date.
Nice. Ken, you have a Grail one and done that you could actually achieve and put all this nonsense behind you?
He's thinking about which one's highest over retail. He's like, yellow gold Le Mans.
No, I mean, what about your green Daytona, your yellow gold green Daytona? Is that your one and done?
Oh, sorry.
Ken, are you there?
I left. Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I got cut off. My one and done. Yeah, that's an actual watch wearing question. I can't answer that. Sorry.
For me, I probably one and done. If I had to, I mean, I'm with Buckley. Like a platinum day date probably works. Is the most versatile watch that you could ever own.
If it's one and done, you got to go white metal, right? You got to go white metal.
Yeah, it's just because the flash of the yellow is not, or rose is just not going to work in all situations. So, but that doesn't mean because you go white, and doesn't mean that you go with white gold either. Like,
I wouldn't go with white gold. If white gold was in the conversation, I think I'd go yellow before I go white.
Yeah. By the way, there was also another super chat that I didn't want to ignore. I think we got it all. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
if you want to type, if you have a one and done in the chat, type it in, and let everybody else know. What's your one and done, if you have one?
You believe this fucking guy? You believe this fucking guy, OC?
Yeah, he's trolling. He's trolling. Platinum day date for me. I had the dream, and I flew too close to the sun. Hold on a second. Let me change your name here.
Why? I think that's what he
Well,
wants.
I'll just make it more clear.
Okay.
And welcome to the program, J.W. Foster. J.W. Foster, author of Deadbeat Seconds. You might have YouTube open in the background, JW. Just make sure your YouTube is off. That way you won't have the delay in the audio.
Is it better now? Working now?
Yep. Check.
Okay. Check, mic check too.
All right.
I had to join because Buckley was on fire. I had to jump on here. By the way, I did wear a Kith hoodie for my book signing in LA. A little
Nice.
that was a nod to you, OC.
The Kith hoodie?
Yeah.
A nod to Buckley. Buckley got me into Kith.
Yeah.
So.
We're coming. We're coming.
Yeah.
The Kith army is strong and it's building. We're coming.
Yeah. Lord Piana shoes and the Kith hoodie. And the pants were Tom Ford, so I think I was on point.
On point. Look at this guy.
By the way, this is the actual. I mean, we're not making this shit up. J.W. Foster is the author of the blockbuster Deadbeat Seconds. It's not a book about watches. It's really a high-octane, high-action thriller fiction. And it's absolutely phenomenal. And if you like watches, it's great because there's watches sprinkled throughout the book. But this really like James Bond meets watch collectors. It's about a group of Miami watch collectors. You want to plug it for 30 seconds, JW?
Yeah, right now only the paperback is available, and to allow more people to read it, I lowered the price, so it's super cheap. I think it's only like just under $13. But the most exciting thing going on right now with this project, the book, is I have a producer, actually a New York producer, Brad Feinstein with Romulus Entertainment, and he wants to make it into a film. So we're working on the back end stuff, raising money to get a really good scriptwriter. He's got some really good people in mind. And I'm just super excited about this and didn't see it happening. I thought I'd have to sell a lot of books to have this thing turned into a movie, but a producer read it and just really liked it and has a vision for this going to streaming, not to a theater.
Nice. Deadbeat Seconds, the movie, coming soon to a theater.
Well, 2 years.
A personalized theater. Yeah.
2 years. 2 years. Yeah.
That's very exciting.
I gotta hop off, fellas. So I'll
All right.
talk to you later.
All right. Have a good one. Thanks.
JW is a far better sub than me. So
Buckley, I came on because you were on. I wanted to talk this AP thing because you were on a roll with the codes.
yeah, I did a line of coke before I came on. I was wearing off. I'll be back. Maybe I'll come back, but I got to hop off for a call.
All right.
Cool. Thanks. On the original topic of the show, which was started like an hour and a half ago, Patek and Rolex are kind of pulling away from the rest of the pack, but I know, JW, you feel pretty strongly that there should be some independent brands that are on the ascendancy that people should be keeping their eye out for without revealing insider information. What brands do you like?
Well, I want to have this conversation, but I want to bring. So I was having this conversation earlier today with the guy at LA that I met after my signing, Daniel Hers, and the guy's knowledge of independence it blew my mind. So I kind of like to jump in here when get him on the show and have a drill down on it. Of course, everybody knows I love Journe. Of course, I love Deadbeat Seconds. My protagonist wears a Deadbeat Seconds, and I've gotten closer to that brand through the partnership, so I'm a big fan of them. Simone Brett, big fan of Simone Brett. Rosette, big fan of that, of what he's doing.
All of the hype independents.
Well, I mean, they're hyped for a reason, right? They're hyped for a reason. They make really good stuff. I'm trying to think of an independent that's hyped that I'm not a fan of. I just don't like to say bad things about brands, so I just rather talk about the things I like. How about that?
Yeah, that's all good. I do the opposite. I bash the brands that I don't like for entertainment value.
Yeah, and you do such a good job. I mean, I'm kind of here for the bashing. I mean, when you bash a brand, they need to have their armor on. They should have their armor ready.
Sometimes I'll let the chat bash for me.
Okay, let's bash it. Oh wow, you can't bash this watch. Look at that.
I'm not. I'm pulling up a random picture.
You know, when you see a watch, am I the only one when you see a watch you think of your friends that own that watch?
If it's a specific configuration, yeah, 100%. Definitely, I think immediately of the person that I know that has one.
Yeah, the crazy thing is I know 2 people that own this watch, and this watch is impossible to get. I actually I got to try it on from FP himself last year on my trip to Switzerland during my collector journey where I played golf. He handed it to me when we were at the turn, and he gave it to me like he gave me a cookie, and I just went and showed it to everybody, and he was in no hurry to get it back. It was amazing.
What kind of cookie would this be? Would this be like a peanut butter chocolate chip cookie? You got a little bit of the peanut butter accents there with the numerals.
Yeah, definitely. Well, this is like a Japanese cookie, so maybe from the Isetan Mall in Tokyo. You know, where everything is made just incredibly well. So yeah, this would be an Isetan chocolate chip cookie from Tokyo. There you go.
Nice. By the way, Brian just joined the panel. Brian has had his fair share of independent brands over his multi-decades of watch collecting.
Yes, I have.
Anything you want to contribute to anything that's been discussed so far, or
yeah.
Jump in.
I'll bullet point it. Screw AP. Yeah, that's it. Done. They're a one-trick pony, and they rode that horse dead. FP Journe is very interesting, and I think I'm leaning towards saying that FP Journe is going to replace AP in the Trinity.
Wow.
I think FP Journe has done well, first of all, if you know what an FP Journe watch looks like, you can see it from a mile away. There is a design language that is true amongst all the watches that they produce. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how they handle when FP himself eventually passes away. Will it continue? Is there enough knowledge? Is there enough institutional memory in the group to be creative and still continue the brand?
That took a turn.
I was wondering the same thing, Brian. I hear the same thing. FP Journe is the best brand to hold for the long term. But I just feel like everything. I feel like a lot of the investment in this brand is predicated on this guy croaking, right? I mean, if I were him, I would have like bodyguards on me 24/7. But
see, if I was
that can't be true because look at the value of them now. I mean, they're just skyrocketing. He's alive.
Yeah,
I can't see Journe going into the Holy Trinity just based off just the sheer volume. I mean, AP makes more watches per year than Journe's made in his whole lifetime. So how could that be?
Yeah, but all the APs look the same. No, I'm just saying in the terms of where the real collectors are going to end up. FP Journe is right now is the king of it. I think FP Journe is outperforming Richard Mille and has a really substantial collector base that is broad and well worked compared to RM, which has this walking on that razor's edge of hype, fashion, whatever. But I'm going to sit back and watch it from the sidelines. I'm not going to get involved in FP Journe because CQ's in the chat somewhere, and I know he tried to get me in there.
Let me ask you this question though. I mean, because something that we've been debating is: do all roads eventually lead collectors to independence? Is there any way to stray from the natural journey through Rolex and then up through Patek and then to specific independent brands, or is it a fait accompli? Is it bound to happen? It's just a matter of fate. And are we going to be looking back 10 years from now and saying, you know what, I remember the time where I could have bought a Chronometra Blue on the gray market for only 75,000, and meanwhile there'll be 250. Do they seem expensive now? Yeah, well, some guy bought it at retail for 20,000 5 years ago. You know what? Who gives a fuck? It's all relative. In 10 years, when it's 250, do you want to be one of the people looking back going, oh, well, I remember when I could have gotten it for this price and I didn't? I mean, there are certain brands and watches where maybe you have to think very long term about. I mean, it's just like the people who got the 5712s and the 15202s. They were sitting in the case and they were going for under retail at the time. They bought them for 20 grand. Listen, we can't recreate that. These watches aren't in cases. We get it, but the same analogy kind of maybe applies. Like, are they still of value now compared to where they will be, and will we regret not jumping on the train?
Well, so my only response to that is that not everybody and not everybody ends up in independence. Not everybody ends up in high horology. Most people in the watch world are very happy to, or they're not able to go beyond that into that price range. And that's where I want to add in the two others that I'm really interested to see what happens with. And one is Chopek and the other one is Gerard Perregaux, because they offer a somewhat independent experience at a different price point. So I think there's some interest there for me, just to watch from the sideline.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brian, that not everybody makes it to independence. If it was, imagine if it was like, okay, we have Watch City. It's Watch City, and on every block it goes up. So maybe block one is like Seiko, or maybe Oris, then Seiko, and it keeps going up and up, and then you get to Rolex. Right, and then you get to AP and then Patek, right? You with me?
Yeah.
And I see some people, you just kind of park your car at Rolex. There's people that park their car at Rolex, and that's it. That's the end of the journey. They will own every Rolex they can possibly get. They'll be very happy with it. There's no judgment there. And there's no judgment in any of this. Everybody has a different journey. But for some, the journey will end with Rolex. For some, they'll go further, maybe, and it'll end with a Patek Philippe. And to your point, there's these other brands in there. Some want to deviate. They'll add a JLC or I don't know, a lot of brands in that space, an Omega or something like that, and they land there and they're done. But there's some people, their curiosity never ends. Maybe and their income goes up, because you do have to have the money to jump into independence. And I think what's interesting about when you get to this world of independence, you stop thinking about money. Like, it's there, but it doesn't. You're more likely to fall in love with the watch, and it costs X amount of dollars, and you just want it. You could afford it. You just got to get it. You're not.
Yeah.
It's a different level. It's a different type of thinking versus somebody thinking about buying a Rolex where you say, oh, it costs $12,000. And it's a your brain operates differently when you move up into that area.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've in the pipe smoking world, same thing happens. There's there's the mass market product, then there's the premium product that you can only buy in a in a professional pipe retail situation, and then there's the individual artisans that make pipes and sell directly to consumers. And I became a fan of one Japanese guy in particular. He made pipes part-time for about the better part of 18 years. He averaged making 25 or 30 a year over 18 years. I own 25 of them. So I own 1/18 of his average of his total production. And the last one I bought was one of the last ones he finished before he died, and I paid a little bit over $3,000 for it. But it's a really unique club of people that identify and recognize his work. And that's the same as FP Journe.
So Brian, this is really good. I like this. So when you got to, when you were there, right? Did you meet him? Did you say you met him? Okay.
Yeah.
So when you meet these artisans, you meet the person that makes your product. I think reason and accountability goes out the window. You just fall in love.
Yeah, or you fall in hate, depending on how the meeting goes.
I guess it's possible. In the watch world, I haven't met any of these watchmakers where I felt negative towards them. If anything, I've just been very impressed with either watchmakers or people that own that have that or in charge of the brand, like like Max Busser. The guy's very charming, and they have the ability to treat an individual collector like they're the only person in the room, and it's very powerful. And the master of this is Romain Gauthier. The guy is just sincerely a wonderful person, and you just don't meet people this wonderful all the time. And the fact that he makes these incredible pieces of art. And I think Romain is very unique because he's a trained engineer. So he's an engineer, but he also has the art side where he wears both hats, and he makes everything. He makes the entire watch, and his vision is very unique. He does things slightly differently. It has that engineering edge, and you meet a guy like that, and we're not talking about like. This isn't like an AD visit where you're talking to a rep for even a couple hours. You can meet an AD. When I picked up my watch from him, we spent 3 days with him. And when I first met him the year before, we met with him in his office, and then he took us all to dinner, and we had this incredible dinner, and everybody that was there got to spend enough personal time with him. I think I spent 40 minutes in that dinner just talking. We talked about all sorts of just obscure things. Like we discovered that we both were learning to play guitar. We both sucked at it, but yet we both had the same amp. Just stuff like that. And it just, these guys are just so personable, and it transcends the traditional buying experience of a product. Yeah. You're into the world of art.
And that's kind of my concern with FP Journe, where when Francois Paul is no longer with us, who's going to take over that figurehead?
Well,
where does it go forward from there?
Yeah. So I just personally, I don't want to have a conversation about, I don't even want to speculate on it.
Yeah.
He's still young. He's in his 60s. I think he's going to live a very long time. And I will tell you that if you set foot in Journe looking for a watch, and of course, nobody would say this, they wouldn't have that conversation. But I will tell you, the wonderful people at Journe have an ability to tell if a person is there for like trying to buy a stock, and if somebody is passionate about a piece of art, and you know what, you can't fake it. They spend enough time with you. An interview at Journe is, you could be there like 4 hours. It's going to bubble up. You can't fake it. Either you sincerely love what Journe does and you love, independent watches, or you have some sort of angle and it will pop up. So just the thought of having a conversation of saying, well, what happens when FP Journe dies is so not FP Journe. It's hard to even entertain this conversation.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that that from my years of knowledge about FP Journe will be all right. Patek Philippe, they're still around. The guy died a long time ago. And granted, there was a family, but FP Journe will be more than fine and will go on for years. Now, clearly there's going to be a difference of the watches made with him and without him. Every watch passes through his hands. He inspects every watch. And that's a very special component to the manufacturing of the watch. And it'll be something to be addressed. But, the watches, he doesn't make personally the watch. He has watch, people to make it. And I feel like the recipe for these watches will carry on, and he'll have the right people there to continue the legacy, continue his legacy, and those watches will be just as beautiful. It's just to have that. I think it's just. I don't know if it's a good idea just to have that conversation, even and gratuitously so. You will never hear ever someone that owns a Journe talking about, hypothetically what happens to Journe when he passes. And it's just, I wish people wouldn't look at these watches in that way, because, we're all going to die, right? Journe's not going to die. We're all going to die. And it's important that when you have these watches that you enjoy them, right? Because they're not going with you. And I guess it's just not, I'm just not a fan of having those conversations. And I want to be real clear to anybody that's listening that that's not how a Journe collector or somebody that's really passionate about the brand would ever entertain those conversations. It just goes against the philosophy of the man.
No, so I had you talk about you talk about the blocks of the street and stuff, and I had a conversation with myself because I was starting to poke at RM at retail and starting to think about, all right, do I go down to Miami and meet with FP Journe? And I knew that block was too far for me. It was too far for me to go down for what I was going to be able to do with it. I mean, RM is, I think their basic model now is 140,000. And that wasn't going to happen. With FP Journe, I just decided that I wasn't going to be able to, I'm just not going to be able to move into the next block up. And I was going to be very happy to stay in my lane. I've got for most people in the world, my watch collection is amazing. And I'm really happy with every watch that I've got right now, which is really sad for me. Because I don't have anything I want to get rid of, including the 2 Tudors, OC, in case you're still listening.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I had to throw a Tudor up there for you. But no, I think FP Journe is the brand that out of all this COVID watch hype stuff, because CQ tried to sell me that Chronomet Sovereign that's up there on the far right. He tried to sell that to me for $24,000 in first week of April of 2020.
Yep.
And I didn't want to pull the extra $3,000 out of somewhere. So
yeah, You know, Boris
quick,
had.
real quick.
You go. I'll let you do that.
Yeah, real quick. Web One, his one and done 16202 in stainless steel. Great choice. Thank you for being a member, Web One. Boris Flamingo Blue highlighted comment. End of the day, all roads lead back to Rolex. Would you care to comment on that, guys?
Yeah. So that road that goes up also goes back, and
Right.
I do think that as a collector, not only does it go back, I mean, as a collector, I find myself going back to watches at, like Seiko's and like a Seiko Turtle, basic watches I started out with that are very charming. So I don't think you never leave the orbit of Rolex if you love Rolex and you have Rolex. Rolex has that magical ability to suck you back in. They're going to come up with a watch just you're going to look at it, you're, oh my gosh, So while and I know, almost everyone I know that's in the independents. I mean, there's some people like they're only independents, but I think a majority of people have a mix of everything. But everybody has and likes Rolex. So I think Boris is spot on.
And I'll just add. Well, let me just add real quick. First of all, that as a watch enthusiast and someone that has a watch collection, I don't think there's ever going to be a one and done for me until I'm drooling in a corner in a nursing home somewhere.
Yeah, you're not a one and done kind of guy.
Yeah, and my roads, there's some Rolexes right now that if they came up at the right price at the right time, it would be a tough decision for me, and I'd have to figure it out because I still like some of I still like a handful of things they've done.
Yep.
Yeah.
SE $10 €10 super chat. SE from Germany. JW, let's be honest. How big of a wrist do you need to have in order to pull off the centograph? Many people who got it should instead have been protected from their choice by the brand. So, like, in other words, do SAs sometimes present watches as looking great on you and not giving the best advice just because they represent the brand, or
this is the easy question to answer. First of all, no one ever is going to go in and first of all, they don't make the centograph anymore as a dress watch. You only make it as a sport. It's the Octa Sport centograph.
Mm-hmm.
And the process of buying a Journe, you have to sit down and you have a wish list and you try the watch on. And you're not going to get that watch for a long, long time. So anybody that gets a centograph, they had plenty of time to wear it and understand whether it fits them or not. And the dress centographs, I think your wrist could be as small as 6.5 inches, and you can pull off a dress centograph. The Octa centograph, your wrist should be a little bit bigger, but it really comes down to, do you have a flat wrist? Do you have a round wrist? Then you're getting technical, as far as size, because if you have the wrong wrist on an Octa Sport, say you have a 6.5 inch wrist, the centograph could kind of slide a little bit to the left or right. You have to be comfortable with that. But zooming out, no one buys a Journe and gets it and goes, oh, it didn't fit, because you have years to figure out whether it fits you or not. It's not like going into or like a place where you never get to see the watch, and then you get the watch and you have to buy it. That doesn't happen.
2 doors down from every Journe boutique is a cosmetic surgeon who specializes in wrist size modification.
Yeah, there's sometimes I wish I could get a wrist modification to wear particular watches.
Yeah, that was one of the hardest things for me to realize as a watch enthusiast, is watches that look good on other people don't necessarily all look good on me.
Yeah, that's so I'll let you guys in on something. So, do you see the rubber in between the titanium links?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
those are called bumpers, and I can't remember the year, but I'm going to say it was 2019 and 2020. Journe got rid of the bumpers because the bumpers, if you break them, they're just a pain in the butt to repair. So the current Octas do not have the bumpers; they're just smooth. But since these bumper Octas were discontinued, they become quite collectors. And you may have noticed Mark Zuckerberg wearing a bumper aluminum, because I like to say aluminum, Octa, which is super ridiculously rare. And the bumpers on these Octas have made them more valuable.
My Octa did not have the bumpers.
Okay, then you had a new that then your Octa wasn't very old.
Yeah.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah. Aluminum, titanium with bumpers. Woo. Very nice. I think they also made that in a cinemagraph as well. Not just that, but I'm guessing.
Very cool.
That watch, if you bought it in 2018, 2019, you could have had it for like 30, 35 grand. Oh, wait, what's the PHL 50? I think that's like a special edition. I have not seen that before. So there's something unique about that. So I digress. This is something else.
This is a Octo Sport aluminum. Let's see if it's something special about it.
I've never seen this watch before. I've never seen that Phil 50 before.
Doing a little bit of research to see if it means anything. Maybe it's just on this particular model. Not sure why.
No, it's not on that particular model. I've never seen it before. Yeah, I'll look into it. That's super interesting. PHL 50.
I wonder if that is the, let's see, type of material or what.
Now they have made special editions of this watch. The one that I remember off the top of my hand, it's a black titanium, and it was to celebrate the Indy 500. But it says Indy 500 on it.
Got it. Here is a picture of the one that was owned by
me.
That's right. Brian used to have this one. Did you have one or two over the years? I can't remember.
I just had the one.
This one. And if I recall, you bought this from, was it 1916 Company / Watchbox?
No, I bought it from Chase at Nashville Watch.
And it was roughly $50,000 or something around that at the time.
Yeah, it was like, I think it ended up being just a hair under 50. And then I traded it about 6 months later, 9 months later. And,
what was what was it? What didn't do it for you?
I was well, I'm a moody bitch. I wanted the 5980, the two-tone.
Oh.
And I was looking at what did I need to put together to get to that, and that needed to be a big piece of it, and that ended up being about 55,000 of it.
Yeah.
I would have absolutely been in love with that watch if it had a rotating bezel. If it had the rotating bezel, I would have been just 100% in love with it. But that was the one short thing that I was missing from that as a sports watch.
Yeah. So do you see it's the same watch and there's no PHL 50 on it?
Yeah.
So that's the standard one. I think, and then, so you have the power reserve up top. Then just above the FP Journe is a day-night indicator. I think what's interesting about this watch is it looks darker. It looks like a darker gray than it is. It's a very gray watch. It's not a black watch. It's a gray watch.
Yeah. It's very gunmetal gray.
Yes. Yes. But you can take pictures of it and make it look black. I think it looks better black, but it's just me.
And then the only other functionality issue that I had was that the micro adjust was clumsy. Just to try to close it and get it adjusted out was a little bit on the clumsy side.
Well, the early ones didn't have micro adjustments, so let's step up.
Yeah,
you can definitely see the difference between the bumpers and no bumpers. It's a different look.
Yeah, it was a much more tapered look than the ones with the bumpers.
I agree. Yeah.
Do
you miss it all?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd like to have it back in my collection well, I can't now because I financially limit myself to how much I'm willing to have in watches, and I'm a little bit over that right now. And don't tell my wife.
Yeah, Brian, did you visit Journe, or did you just buy it without visiting a Journe boutique?
I bought it without ever trying one on or seeing one in person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or ever going to a Journe boutique.
Yeah.
But I also knew that with Chase at Nashville that if I had it for 3-4 days and I just really hated it.
Yeah. There's such a big difference with I almost feel like Journe should apply, and they do. Like I bought my Journe without ever setting foot in an FP Journe boutique, and I think it says a lot about that particular brand. But once you set foot in the boutique and you meet everybody, you see the obsession about it. It's like, oh my gosh, it's crazy.
By the way, Philips is doing an auction this starting tomorrow. I'll probably be streaming it live on this channel tomorrow morning. But there are some FP Journes available. So since we have J.W. Foster, who I consider a expert in the field of Journe, let's go through some of these pieces and figure out which ones on which we should be bidding. So lot number 3 tomorrow is the FP Journe Elegant 48 Titleist. Looks like is that a black ceramic case or a black composite case with a black dial?
It's a black Titleist. Is the
Titleist? Okay.
Titleist, and I got this watch.
Not to be confused with Titleist.
No, Titleist, not Titleist. Although it technically could be a golf watch, but you shouldn't do it. But I got this watch on Christmas Eve last year, and I'm blown away by the values of the Elegant. It's gone through the world. It's gone through the roof. I mean, these things are going for like 80 grand. And if I had to guess what this will go for at Philips, I think it will go past 80.
Very cool. Then we have lot number 7, Chronometra Souverain with the white dial. It looks like in rose gold. Estimate 30 to 60,000.
Okay, I did want to give a little bit of history on the Titleist. So
okay,
that
go
watch, it was originally designed for women, and it was a smaller case. And what's cool about the watch is, since it's a hybrid quartz watch, it just goes to sleep after 30 minutes of, when you put it down, it goes to sleep after 30 minutes. And when you pick it up, it goes to the current time. And this adds years to the battery life. So a battery with this should last around 10 years versus maybe 2 or 3 years, or maybe, for a standard quartz watch. So that mechanism is pretty cool. It also has like a day glow with it. It glows in the dark. This black one is green, and the black dial version of this didn't come out till I think it was 2020, 2022, 2021. And before that, the dials were white. So what's interesting about this is, and people are familiar with the black label Journes. Those are Journes that they have a black dial, and there are watches that you can't get until you own several Journes. You have to qualify to have a black label. But this is a black dial watch, and it's the most inexpensive watch they make, and it's kind of like an unofficial black label. I think it's pretty cool.
I like this one as well.
Yeah, and this is it's a bigger watch, and the straps are easy to change. You just boop, pop them in, take them out. Just a great watch.
30,000. I would buy this. I'd buy this.
Yeah,
if it were 30,000.
30 grand, boom.
Not going to happen. I think it's going to go for far more than that. Let's see what else they have in the lineup here. We have a Tourbillon Anniversary Historique T30. This is very conservative, very old school. You very rarely see this particular dial. Estimate 180 to 360. Are you familiar with this one?
Yeah, I am familiar with this. So the T30 it might be my favorite Journe. The Tourbillon is on the case back. So you open up to see it on the back, so it's kind of hidden. It's made with different metals, multiple metals, and if you look at it, it doesn't look like a standard Journe. It's really set apart from all the others, and it's just phenomenal. It's going to go for all the money too, all the money.
Very big estimate here.
Yeah, it'll go north of the 360.
And then we have another Elegant with the bright lemon yellow strap, Elegant 48. We have a Epijourne Octa Reserve Demarche in rose gold, 50 to 100,000. And then we have another one with the brass movement. And tell us, the history is in the very early days. It's kind of counterintuitive, right? Because the modern ones are made with a gold movement. You think, oh my God, they're made of precious metal. Those movements must be more valuable, more rare. But the ones with the brass movement, like lot number 76, are actually considered more collectible. Why is that?
Well, they don't make them anymore. They're also subtly and arguably more refined. They also are 38 millimeters. The current Automatique, which was re-released in 2022, I have the new one. I got it in 2023. Is 40 or 42. So they don't make this exact watch in gold, and that's what makes the brass watch so special. It's brass, the size, and the design. This is pure FP Journe. Now, you would think of the Resonance. So the Resonance has two clocks, it's in there, and the idea behind this watch is when you roll up your sleeve, the clock is close to your sleeve, so you don't have to pull your sleeve all the way out to show the time. So you just move your sleeve and you take a peek, and you can see what time it is. That's why the clock is moved over to the right. Some people didn't know that. And then
Except
later
if
they
you're
added
left-handed.
yeah, except if you're left-handed like me. But and then they added the Lune later, and it's interesting that the Lunes are more popular than the Automatique, but I feel like the Automatic is more pure. This is quintessential FP Journe right here. This is such a beautiful watch.
I'm not a huge fan of the mustard yellow or whatever yellow that is, but I can see for why some people might love this configuration. Let's go to the next, the last 4 lots. And these are the heavy hitters. We have lot 82, which is, let me pull this up here. The Repetition Souverain Smoked Sapphire. So this is a sapphire. It's got the numerals applied on an inner sapphire dial, smoked sapphire dial, and you can see the entire movement, the perlage, and everything, all the decoration through the sapphire dial. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, this is like the ultimate CS. This is the ultimate iteration of this design. I have a friend of mine that owns one of these. It's just the bee's knees, everything. It's going to go for a lot, it'll go north of 400.
Estimate is 200 to 400.
Yeah. And it's really, it looks good. The picture looks good, but when you put it on your wrist, it's really just magnificent. Just a beautiful, beautiful piece. Beautiful.
Yep, I saw this one. I've seen all of these in person at the Phillips auction house a couple of days ago. Yeah. It's a stunner in person. It looks good. The reason why I kind of think it's interesting is because it masks or it shields you from a lot of the typical asymmetry that you see with a Journe dial. So the asymmetry kind of blends into the look of the open work, which is kind of cool. For me, like as someone who's not a massive fan of some of the asymmetrical elements, this kind of counterbalances that.
Yeah, it's the best of both worlds. But this is one of the heaviest Journes you can wear. It's super rare, absolutely beautiful, and just shows off the capabilities of this legendary watchmaker.
The next one we have is the Octa Calendrier 38 millimeter. Estimates are 60 to 100,000. I actually in a way, I really like the retrograde date that takes up 2/3 of the left 2/3 of the dial. And I think this is, in a way, to me, kind of reminds me, it's an element of symmetry that is similar to a Longo 1. Like you look at the Longo 1 and go, that's not symmetrical. Why is everything off to the side? But then if you were to tip this watch 90 degrees to the right and have it sitting on its crown, you'd see that the watch is pretty symmetrical. It's kind of fascinating. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, this
I like
watch
the color scheme too, by the way.
Yeah, it's discontinued. Now you have the OP or the why am I spacing? The QP, sorry, you have the QP, and I think there was a QP in there in the auction, so we can compare the QP with this. Mm-hmm. But this design is just amazing. And what also is amazing about it, it's only 38 millimeters, so it's not 40 millimeters. It's a very complex watch packed in a 38 millimeter case, and it really just shows what Journe is capable of. To design such a beautiful watch that's very legible and done in such a artistic way. Just phenomenal. And just think, you have all that information, but you slide your cuff back and you see what time it is, and you're done.
Nice. That's a good way of presenting that particular feature of the dial. And next up, lot 142 is a Octa Quantium Perpetual. It's a perpetual calendar wristwatch from 2022. $50,000 to $100,000 is the estimate.
Yeah, QPs are beautiful, just beautiful watches. Perpetual calendar Journe. Yeah, I think. Don't you think, as a Patek fan and collector, I think this watch should appeal to you? No.
Nah, I don't really love this one.
Not with the dates.
No, nothing about this really works for me. The brand off to the side kind of is not my particular style. I prefer the brand at the top or the bottom.
You see the leap year
Uh,
in the middle? See the leap year indicator? Just
so
right
yeah,
there,
we're
the
1, 2,
red.
3, 4. Yeah, it's an L. It's
Yeah,
a red L instead of a 4. I kind of that's
yeah,
kind of nice. I
yeah.
get that's a big date. I don't really love the font on this one. I think the font having the that standard font for the numerals is good. I think it's overkill with the windows
What
for the day of the week
it's a
and the month.
perpetual calendar though. Saturday,
Yeah,
January the 27th, and the date. Your
yeah.
paddock does the exact same thing.
By the way, that almost looks like Satan or Satan. I like that. You know, if that were an H, it would be Satan.
Set John.
Maybe I should. Maybe I
But
should have that watch.
yeah, but I mean, to me, I think looking at the calendar in this, FP Journe's ability to, use the real estate of the dial in a very unique way, a very artistic way. Look inside the numerals of the time, the work there. It's amazing. It's such a beautiful watch.
That's one of the things that I really do like about what Journe does is when he plays around with the size of the outer track and compresses and expands, and that's fun.
Yeah, and the railroad tracks on a Journe are just badass. I mean, it's just beautiful. And then yeah, it's just such an incredible watch. This was on my wish list, and I swapped from this to the Automatique, and yeah, I would love to have this watch one day. It's incredible.
And finally, we have this one, which is a chronometer resonance.
I think the resonance is one of the most misunderstood watches because Journe did not intend for this to be a dual time watch. Like it's truly meant to kind of stay together like this. And on one side it's 24 hours, and the other words is the standard time configuration. But this was not designed, for example, for you to say, hey, it's 9 a.m. in Miami and it's 6 a.m. in Seattle. It wasn't designed to do that. And you should never go around FP wearing your resonance with two different time zones. You'll be in a lot of trouble.
So the thought behind this one and the engineering behind it is that by having two completely independent movements, they somehow synchronize with themselves.
They do, and it's a science of resonance. And the resonance itself is a great and very deep topic. I could go very deep, and I don't want to get into the nuances, but people have cycles, and those cycles resonate. I mean, the resonance is real, and this is a magical watch. And it's
I'm having trouble believing it. How does it?
We're all a shitload of strings
science,
vibrating.
Man. Yeah, it's vibrate science. Yeah,
we're all made up of tiny strings vibrating.
Yeah, and when you're around a like item, actually, it was proven with the Swiss collider, right? What is this called?
Super collider.
Gosh. Yeah, the super collider. But I'm trying to the scientific term for it. Gosh, there's a scientific term for it. But the gist of it is that you had two particles separated, and the particles were in resonance. They behaved identically, even though they were separated. And this was a huge, the Hadron Collider. What's the name of the scientific term of resonance for particle resonance?
It's not magnetic resonance.
I don't want. If I look on my phone, I feel like I'm gonna lose the signal here. But
yeah, someone else can find it in the chat.
I would like to point out the difference between FP Journe and AP. FP Journe cares how you wear the watches and how you use them. AP doesn't give a fuck if you even know how to set the time. Just put them on and show up.
Harmonic resonance, maybe? Just throwing out words. Just make it up, guys. Make it up in the chat. By the way, Jonathan Smith is in the chat. Double D, Aunt G. Thank you guys for watching. Much appreciated. Good to have you here. Yeah, so those are. I think I'll be doing an auction stream tomorrow morning. So stay tuned for that. We'll watch these over the next couple of days. We'll watch these pieces and see how they perform. Should I get a Journe? I don't want to wait. I don't need to go to the cheese and cracker events. I just want to. I'll just go secondary and get one if I want one. That's what I'll do. And I'll do it quick. But let's see. I mean, I do like. By the way, there's one on European Watch Company. Let's go there. Let's plug them a little bit. EuropeanWatch.com.
Link in the description below.
Link in the description below. Let's see. They got a Journe. They got some Journes here. Let's take a look. We'll do some shopping. We've got, let's see, make sure I'm sharing the right thing. Yes, I am. We have this black label is pretty cool, right? Who wouldn't like this?
Are you picking on me?
You can no, you can skip the line. You can skip the line and go straight to a Chronometer Souverain Platinum with a black label. Is this price steep? Because this was a $40,000 watch at retail when the person bought it.
32,000. Yeah, that's quite the price. It's actually come down. I saw it for 160. So, it's dipped a little bit, but yes, this was my first Journe. Bought on Watchbox for $32,000 in 2018. And I had two, and I liked the white dial better than the black dial, and sold it back.
Sold it back. And
yes.
European Watch also has this thing with which I'm not familiar. FP Journe Octa Zodiac Platinum Limited.
Oh yeah.
What are all these? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is an extremely rare watch. Extremely rare. But yeah, it has the Zodiac calendar. It wasn't made a very long time, and it's super rare. I know a guy in Chicago that has it, and I told him, just never sell it, just keep it. You can go to maybe a couple years of Journe aperitifs and never see one of these. Super rare.
So the idea is that there is a pointer date somewhere, and it does the month of the year, but it also has the zodiac sign, or is that where is it?
There's a zodiac calendar. I don't think it does anything with it. It's just on display, but it just shows the equivalent zodiac to the month of the year. See how the January? So you have the
okay, I got it.
Yeah,
it would be nice if it had a pointer. It would be nice if it had a pointer date where it actually pointed to the month of the year. But
does the ring of the zodiac
stuff
it doesn't
rotate?
Move.
No, it doesn't move. No, it doesn't move. It's just on display.
I'd like to nominate this as the Breitling Chronomat of FP Journe because, good God, there's too much stuff on there.
That's a mess, says Buckley. I mean, are you referring to this one or the one before? I just want to make sure that I'm pulling your comment up for the right watch. Because, a lot of people don't really love... I mean, maybe he was referring to this one. This one's also a mess. Let's be honest. Maybe this one. Or, Buckley, which of the 12 Journes that I pull up match this comment? Because you could apply it to almost all of them.
I think he was referring to the Zodiac, but they're both art. I mean, it's just art on a dial, and you're never going to see another one again. And when you talk about like if I think was it 150? Did I see 150K for that? I think that's
150K.
I think that is like just buy it now, like buy it, just buy it. It's money in the bank.
This show and this channel is seen by a lot of people. So if you say something like that, I guarantee you people are looking through their collections and figuring out, okay, how much money do I have? I've been wanting to trade this, this, and this. And they're calling European Watch Company offering 145,000 within the next 15 minutes. They're doing it.
Like just buy it. This is a super rare joint. Super rare.
Yep. SE, another super fat 20 euro super chat. Thank you so much, man. Watchbox, now the 1916 company, invested in acquiring and reselling FP Journe, creating a sense of exclusivity and scarcity, which drives prices up, manipulating the community's perception of value and overshadowing genuine horological merit.
Yeah. Well, SE, let's kind of break this down. There was a time before Journe built the boutiques that they were kind of the de facto place to buy FP Journes. And it wasn't that the watchers were just lying around. They talked about them a lot. And I think this was one of those watches, just like a Simon Brett. You just have to know about it. And when word got out about these watches and saw how organically and undeniably beautiful they are, they became very popular just by awareness. And that megaphone was Watchbox. There was no sinister moves or anything behind it. And proof of that is that when Journe brought all the selling of the watches to the boutiques only, they went to boutique only in what, 2020? Right at the start of end of 2020, but you can only buy Journes at the boutiques. The prices actually went up after Watchbox. So, I mean, if you want to blame Watchbox for anything, blame them for always talking about them and making them a thing. And but if the watches weren't beautiful on their own and just absolute pieces of art, they wouldn't be what they are today.
I'd go to this one from European Watch Company, 150,000. Maybe they'd be it's platinum. It's a chronometric souvenir, which is one of the most coveted simple dress watch models they have, and it's a black label. So in other words, you wouldn't be offered this unless you bought many Journes already, right? And you were like a VIP client before you got offered this, right?
Yeah, and they don't make this Journe. They don't make the black Cis anymore. They don't make it anymore. I think they don't make it anymore. There was a gilt black label with gold. So gold and black, which I think is the ultimate of these black label Journes, and they discontinued that last year.
Buckley in the chat says, no resonance is nice. The Zodiac is disgusting. Thank you. Wrist Management's in the chat. OC is going to buy it. I will. We've been talking about buying Journe. You know, I had this concept, regardless of the brand, is is the train leaving the station without you? And regardless of if you love it today or not, is there a chance that 10 years from now you will evolve into liking it and respecting it and appreciating it, and you miss the boat? Not to mix analogies, but it's like, you look back and go, oh well, I had a chance to buy, before my time, but I had a chance to buy the Nautilus, and 5712 was sitting in the case, and they couldn't give them away for 20 grand.
What's really cool about this Zodiac watch is, if you don't know, like somebody was born in August, you don't know, like, oh, they're Leo. If they're born in October, So October, they're either towards the end they're Scorpio, but most likely they're Libra.
So it's a
Yeah.
conversation starter. So in other words,
It's
like
a-
if you knew their birthday, you say, "Oh, by the way, are you Sagittarius?" It's like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
how did you know?"
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
well, I guess because you were somewhere in this range. I know you were either Scorpio, Sagittarius, or Capricorn.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what this watch does? I'm going to steal from Succession. It tells you how rich you are. It doesn't give the time. It tells you how rich you are, and it gives you the zodiac.
And it has
Now,
120-hour power reserve according to the power reserve indicator.
and now we get to the truth.
Yep. This right here, it's great for picking up girls. That's worth 150 grand right there, guys.
It is absolutely great for picking
Some of
up
you guys have
girls.
no game. If you need your watch to help you as a conversation, as an icebreaker.
Yeah. Well, the girls that know what this watch is, you definitely want to stay away from them because they're not going to stop with the watch. You bumped it to the wrong girl.
By the way, this is a great question from Buckley, and this is one we've been talking about too. Is Romain Gauthier the next independent to be cornered? I don't know. It depends what you mean by cornered, but is Romain Gauthier on the ascendancy? Is that the next one to really pop?
Liking him as much as I like him, I hope so. The interesting thing about Romain compared to like Simone Brett and I don't know, all these brands that popped up over the last 3 years, Romain's been making watches for a while, and he only makes 50. The numbers are going up, but there's a friend of mine that I met after during my book signing in LA this week that has a very deep knowledge of independence, and I want to bring him on the show to talk about that because Romain definitely has his fans, but you don't see him talking about like a Simone Brett. But I don't know. It might change. It depends on if the world loves his next iteration of watches. Which, if you look at the ones that he just released in the last year, they're just amazing, just beautiful. He did an open works C. He only made maybe there was only I don't know. I'm guessing between 60 to 100. So it's not like when you buy these watches, there's a lot of them. They're just a handful. They're just so few. So maybe that's it.
There's one particular Romain Gauthier that I like. I'll pull it up.
Hey, Brody, what's up, buddy?
Check
Brody
this out.
Brody in the chat.
Brody in the chat. What's up, Brody? Doc Mick in Florida is also here. Yeah, check this one out. This one was commissioned. Tell us a little bit about this piece.
Yeah, so this is a micro rotor, and I picked this up last January. I went to Switzerland. So versus we're talking about with Brian versus buying at an AD. I flew to Switzerland. I stayed in the AP hotel, and no, the particle entanglement. No, that's not what I'm thinking of. And I spent 3 days along with a handful of other watch collectors, and we celebrated buying our watches, going all around Switzerland. It was amazing.
I like the contrast on this one. This is rose gold with kind of like a dark graphite and black dial. Very cool.
Yeah. What's also cool about this watch is everything is configurable. So you can you can make the dial with any sort of materials. It could be a meteorite dial. You name it, that dial can be done in a number of different ways. And I would say this is about the most ordinary of the micro rotors. And if you buy this micro rotor, you get a second dial that comes along with it as well. And they'll swap the dials out for free. You could also take You can add diamonds to this. You can put your name on the bridges. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with this watch, and just really says a lot about Romain and his artistic abilities.
Yep. And he's accessible. I remember meeting him at Cellini Jewelers. He was just hanging out, talking to people. Super nice guy. I also met him at I think at Phillips auction. They were doing a reception a couple years ago, and like they typically do before these big auctions. And he was there just roaming around saying hi to people.
Yeah. And I really can't say enough that this is one of the most kindest people you'll ever meet. He's very sincere. His wife is also part of the team. She makes the painted dials. She makes the dials. A very special watchmaker and a very special brand.
Let me show this also. This is a great video. Check that out. This is on your wrist, overlooking. We won't give away the city, but
somebody's knocking on my door. Thank you.
There you go. Look at that. Boom. Particle entanglement. Is that what it is?
No, it's not. I have to find it. Sorry.
All right, guys. This has been an amazing show. I want to thank you. Don't forget that Deadbeat Seconds is available on Amazon. Only the paperback's available right now. It looks like $11.99 for me. Maybe it's more for you depending on where you are. If you don't have it, is there another hardcover edition coming out soon?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the proof. I'm actually have a new cover coming out. So I'm waiting for the proof, and then I'll re-release the hardcover. And the hardcover is going to be, the price is going to go down to $25.
Hardcover coming soon. If you missed out on the first edition, which was the 1916 Company Special Gold Edition. Guys, thanks for hopping on. Thank you to JW Foster. Thank you, Brian the Pipe. Thank you, Cloud Ken and Buckley. I'm going to drop a few links in the chat.
Yo. Remember
to become or upgrade your memberships. By the way, Magic City, hello. Thank you for being a member. Upgrade your memberships today. Don't forget to upvote the live stream. And let's see if there's anything else we should remind you of.
Van Lux, thanks for the kind words there. I think so.
How about this? We'll remind everybody to have an amazing weekend and continue to reach for the crown. Upvote the live stream on your way out. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and we'll catch you again either later tonight or tomorrow for the Phillips auction live from New York. Thanks, guys. Peace out. Have a great. If you want to stay, if you want to stay for 5 minutes afterwards, we could do a 5-minute after show. So if you want to hop on and ask a question of JW Foster or Brian the Pipe in private, I'll drop the link for the special VIP after show, which will start in exactly 60 seconds.
Clothing is mandatory. Thank you.
Clothing is mandatory. Peace out.